Alrighty. Welcome everybody to our latest live stream. I hope everybody's doing well today. We are going to be going over the tornado warnings as of right now. We have one up in southern Nebraska. We also have one in Tennessee with the actual confirmed tornado over in Tennessee. We're going to first look at the one over in Nebraska because we got a lot of nasty storms out there, and this is just one of them, in which actually the tornado warning just got lifted, so we're actually going to go to Tennessee. I'll go back to those storms in just a second. We have a confirmed tornado, though, over in western Tennessee, north of Jackson. So we're going to jump to this real quick. And my software already crashed. That is a really promising sign to the start of this live stream. All right. Well, that can go in the blooper reel. I will be restarting my software real quick. I hope everybody's doing well, though. If you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we'll be going over all the storms right now in the southern plains, as well as the central plains, and as well as this tornado warning over in over here in Tennessee. I'm going to only briefly look at this because this is not really in our coverage area, but there was actually a confirmed tornado with this one near Gibson. This is north of Jackson, Tennessee. This is a confirmed tornado over that way. And as of right now, I don't see a whole lot of rotation, but there was a confirmed tornado not that long ago. I believe it was only about 10 minutes ago, but this was over near Fairview, three-way. As of right now, no new details on where the tornado was located, but this is a very small storm, by the way. It's actually fairly impressive what we're looking at here. This is a very small cell that actually produced a tornado. I'm assuming it was probably brief or a very small sort of tornado, but that is an ongoing tornado warning out in Tennessee. We'll go back to that one pretty soon. Let's go over all the warnings as of right now, though, across the central and as well as the southern plains, and kind of give you an idea of what's going on the map right now in terms of storms. Now, the tornado warning that was here just expired or got canceled by the National Weather Service. Could get reissued. Definitely a possibility. Let me go and look at the velocities real quick and see if there's anything of concern. And as of right now, not a whole lot of rotation here. There's a bit more rotation, though, on the eastern or more central portion of this storm. This is, again, in southern Nebraska. A little bit of rotation here, basically just south of Interstate 80. And you can see that there's a very massive hail core in a couple of these spots. Let me go and show you. So, again, this is a lot of heavy rain and probably a lot of hail falling right here south of Interstate 80 going toward Axtell, and as well as going toward Medin, if I'm saying the name right, and that's all going down to the south. Again, this storm is moving down to the south as of right now, as well as damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. You can see another hail core here that is moving right along and just to the south of Interstate 80. So a couple of storms there. We also got a few severe thunderstorm watches ongoing. We also got warning up here to the northwest of that. This is actually, I believe, over in more central and northern portions of Nebraska, and this is near Mullen as of right now. Another storm that we're watching up here. There's also a storm over in the panhandle of Texas. I'll go over that one in just a moment, but here's a storm ongoing again just to the west of Mullen. This is producing damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, and as well as ping pong ball sized hail. This is a very large warning. It's going about 45 miles per hour down to the southeast. It also includes Stapleton, Tryon, Gandy, as well as Ringgold, Logan, and as well as the Highway 97 crossing. So those areas are included in that warning back up in Nebraska. All right, let's go down to the south because we actually have a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing northwest of Amarillo. This is pretty far out to the northwest, but this is an ongoing storm. It's actually a considerable supercell as of right now, damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, and as well as some golf ball sized hail will be possible with this storm. Again, this one's moving down to the south as of right now, southeast. So this will actually be probably heading towards areas like Dalhart, maybe Stratford, Cactus as well. Those areas are going to be kind of in the path of this storm. It's only going to move about 30 miles per hour, but it definitely could cause some damage. Again, it's producing up to golf ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. A very significant supercell right now just to the west of Highway 385. And again, this is moving down to the southeast as of right now, so definitely a storm to watch very closely for those areas. And that's what we got as of right now. There's also another storm up here northeast of Springfield, which this area here north of Walsh already saw a storm yesterday and the day before. They're getting hit by another storm today. They've had a lot of severe weather recently, but this is an area just to the east of Highway 385 as well, near 116 and 89, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some quarter-sized hail. We also got some storms over into western portions of Kansas, but they're only strong as of right now. One going towards Dodge City, as of right now, producing gusty winds up to 55 miles per hour. There's also a storm near Spearville as of right now, producing also some gusty winds up to about 55 miles per hour. That's also moving off to the northeast. We also got a severe thunderstorm warning for Kansas City over in Missouri, basically in the far eastern portions of Kansas into western Missouri. Let's go and take a look at this storm as well. As of right now, this is producing some quarter-sized hail. That's what it's warned for as of right now for Overland Park, Westwood as well, Shawnee. Kansas City kind of just outside of it, but that's just off to your west as of right now, producing obviously a lot of lightning and also the potential for some quarter-sized hail. That is also moving down to the south, and here's a bit of a timing guide for you here on the left side of your screen. So eventually we'll get toward Prairie Village, as well as Leawood, Granville, Belton and as well as Harrisonville, excuse me, will be in the track of that storm moving down to the southeast. We have a lot of storm activity as of right now ongoing. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there is a tornado warning with a confirmed tornado over in Tennessee. I'm not going to really pay attention too much to the storm because it's not really in our coverage area, but this is also something that we're watching that just actually got canceled as well. It's the second time we've gone to a tornado warning that's gotten canceled in this live stream. We've only been live for a few minutes, but so as of right now, the tornado warnings have now been expired or canceled, and we have a new warning on this one, by the way, for those in Norman as well as Roseland, Wilcox, Upland, as well as Campbell. Those areas are now included in a new severe thunderstorm warning for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some quarter-sized hail here in southern Nebraska. And this is a cell that we've been watching as well pretty closely. Has posed a tornado threat at one point. It may start to redevelop again. Again, this was tornado warned once we came on the live stream. Very quickly ended. But here's another area of rotation here, just to the west of Hartwell as of right now, so south of Interstate 80. A little bit of rotation here that we're watching pretty closely as it heads down to the southeast, but another cell that we'll be watching very closely. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe. I would appreciate it. And that's what we're looking at as of right now. Again, we'll be watching all the storms very closely. A lot of these are very spread apart from each other. We're not looking at, a widespread event right now. A lot of isolated supercells out there as of right now, but we'll be watching them all very closely. Again, this is the main cell as of right now. We also got one over the Panhandle of Texas. I'll actually probably watch the Panhandle of Texas storm a bit closer because this will eventually be going toward a bit more of a populated area. Yeah, this is producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and as well as some golf ball sized hail. So definitely a storm to watch very closely. All right, let's get into some questions and we'll see what's going on. Hey Harley, how you doing? Welcome back. Moss, I don't know which storm you're talking about, but let me know which one you're talking about. I can kind of go over it again. Hey Blocky, how you doing? Welcome back. As well as Christian, how you doing? Welcome on back. Virginia, you're good. You were not ridiculous yesterday. Welcome back though. Hope you're doing well. Hey Wilson, how you doing? Welcome back. It's sunny here. That's good. Yeah, it's definitely going to be sunny in a lot of spots. This is obviously a pretty widespread severe weather event that we're looking at tonight. Nothing that's particularly at this point an area that would pose a widespread severe weather event. The only area that I'm watching more closely for more storm development tonight would basically be western Kansas. This is an area closer to like Dodge City and whatnot. These are the storms that'll eventually probably develop even more later tonight. So definitely another area to watch tonight, because there is a slight risk of severe weather again for southwestern Kansas. I don't know what the Storm Prediction Center just brought out their latest outlook, I think, when I came on the air. Actually, they have not yet, but they should be coming out with that here any moment. So we should get a bit more of an idea of what we're looking at in that regard pretty shortly. Let me go and rename my live stream because it's no longer a tornado warning. All the storms, by the way, that had tornado warnings when I initially came on all got canceled literally when I got on. So as of right now, no confirmed tornadoes. We had one confirmed tornado over in Tennessee. We also had one in Florida not too long ago as well. And we'll be watching those storms as well. I don't think Florida will see much more tonight. Let me change my title here. Okay. Yeah, so again, for those that are in the Texas Panhandle, there's a storm, by the way, pretty much right on the Oklahoma and Texas border. It's going down to the south right now, Highway 385. Dalhart will be next on the line for this, as well as Stratford, Cactus, those areas kind of in the path of this storm. Again, this is moving down to the southeast, producing damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for, again, golf ball size hail. Let's go and put a track on this storm and give you an idea of when it will arrive to potentially some of your locations here. At about 30 miles per hour. So here's a look at your timing. So Cactus 921, Dumas right around 937, and Sunray 941. That is your timing. Dalhart, if you do get hit by this storm, it'll probably be close to about 840 or so. That's kind of my projection at this point. And if it does go a bit, maybe a little bit closer to Stratford, it'll be probably closer to about 8:55, 9 o'clock. And that should stay to the north of Amarillo. Amarillo is not included in any severe weather potential for tonight. And to be fair, not really any portion of Texas was even included in a severe weather potential tonight either. So a very low end marginal risk, but I don't even think this area is included, is it? It's barely included. So marginal risk actually still does exist for this area. But again, this is our main supercell as of right now, west of Stratford, producing damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, and as well as some $half size hail. We actually got some more severe thunderstorm warnings over in Colorado. And these are a couple of other ones, only producing quarter-size hail, so we won't focus too much on these. But these are ongoing to the south of Callahan, as well as south of Lyman. Here's a look at those storms producing damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour and as well as some quarter-sized hail. And you can kind of see right here, this is the main storm. Not really going into anywhere that's particularly populated. A lot of these are very rural areas. I've had plenty of reports of quarter-sized hail over that way. And back over here closer to southern Nebraska. Again, these storms are producing some fairly large hailstones as well. Quarter-sized hail has been reported so far. You can see that white area. Very dangerous storm, by the way. This is a storm that we've been watching for a while. This has had a history of some rotation. And it is still rotating a little bit up here west of Hartwell. There's also very, very weak rotation here near Axtell, northeast of Funk. So this is an area that I'll have to watch closely as well, because it definitely could produce again maybe a low-end tornado threat a little bit later tonight. So this is a look at it again. Pretty strong storms there. By the way, for those that were not aware, there was actually a tornado here down here near Vero Beach and Fort Pierce. This area here actually had a tornado a little earlier tonight. There was a confirmed tornado. It was several minutes long, right along Interstate 95. So I know that's not really relevant to any of probably you guys, but there was actually a tornado over there. So we saw a tornado. There was a funnel cloud. There was a pretty long-lasting tornado cell over that way. So obviously we've already had a few tornadoes today. Already had one in Tennessee. We had one in Florida. Let me go and take a look at what we actually know in terms of how many tornadoes we've seen. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it. Helps our page out a lot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Really helps our page out a lot. We've actually had 2 confirmed tornadoes in Nebraska today. There was one at 1947 UTC, which I believe is 1 o'clock UTC to CST. So what's the time right now? Okay, so that was at 2:43 p.m. We had a confirmed tornado in northern portions of Nebraska. It was a brief tornado, and there was also one to the west of, pretty much in the central eastern portions of Nebraska. There was also a confirmed tornado there a little while ago. It was right around the same time at 1929 UTC time, which again is right around 2:39. 239? No, 229. And we have a new tornado warning, by the way. We're going to go ahead and put the tornado warning thing back on here, but we have a new tornado warning. We are back to a tornado warning. I just realized my screen was not zoomed in correctly. I apologize. We're back to the tornado warning, though. We have now a new tornado warning for Nebraska. And again, this is a new tornado warning for those in Hartwell, excuse me, as well as Norman. And this is a new tornado warning that was just issued. We've been watching this area for a while now. There was obviously some rotation with this storm. You can see some strong winds there. Definitely a little bit of rotation as of right now. Again, winds going away from the radar, going toward the radar. You got your counterclockwise spin. That would be where your tornado would be located. And here's a look at the, as of right now, what it looks like on radar. Again, the rotation is definitely a little bit there, but as of right now, we're not seeing something that would be able to make, like, at this point, you wouldn't be able to see this tornado. Again, there's a lot of rain around this. You can see all the red colors representing heavy rain. Obviously, a lot of heavy rain on the northwestern side of the storm, also on the southern and eastern portions of this storm. So the chances of seeing a tornado, if it were to be on the ground, are very low. But again, there is now a new tornado warning for those in portions of southern Nebraska. We've already seen 2 tornadoes today in Nebraska. We saw one in Florida, and we also just saw one today in Tennessee. We've already had 4 tornadoes today. This potentially could add on to it if we see something here, but a new tornado warning again for those in basically just along and just basically, yeah, right along and just to the south of Highway 6. Make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. And that is again a new tornado warning that we're looking at there in southern portions of Nebraska. So make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. Hey, Killen, how you doing? Welcome back. Sorry, I missed your message. I missed a lot of messages. Or comments, I should say. Yeah, we'll see, Wilson. I really don't know what I'm changing my name to. I'm still debating. I really don't even know if I want to change my name to any of the names that I put on that poll, but still trying to figure it out. There was Virginia. There was a tornado in Florida earlier, and I believe it actually, it looked pretty cool. I have a photo of it somewhere. I probably won't show it because it might be subject to copyright, but I need to take a look at it again. I don't remember if it was, I don't think it was a large tornado. It was a bit smaller of one. But there was a confirmed tornado in Florida. We obviously had 2 in Nebraska. We just had one in Tennessee about 15 to 20 minutes ago with a very, very small cell, by the way. And here's your area of rotation. Again, this looks to be actually our main area of rotation is right there near Midden, something like that. So right along Highway 6. Again, that's where potential for a tornado does exist. It's not confirmed. It's radar indicated, but definitely a possibility for a tornado. At any time. Make sure you're seeking shelter again if you're in this tornado warning. The tornado itself had a pretty large funnel. Closer to the surface is a bit smaller, but yeah, it was a pretty large looking tornado. I mean, it wasn't large, but it was like, you know, medium size, I would say. The funnel at least was. The tornado probably wasn't nearly as large there in Florida. And if you're just tuning in, there's an ongoing tornado warning for portions of southern Nebraska that does include Norman, Hartwell, as well as Holstein and Medin. I'm probably not saying the name right, but those areas are included in the ongoing tornado warning in southern Nebraska. Make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. Rice County, Kansas probably will see some storms tonight. Main threat again, probably gonna be large hail for you, Andrew. Hey Rebecca, how you doing? Welcome back. Jumping on during my break. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Anything going on near Fletcher, Oklahoma? As of right now, I don't think so, but you might see an isolated storm later tonight. Again, if you didn't watch my latest video, make sure to go check that out. It has more details on tomorrow's severe weather event, which there's actually an enhanced risk for severe weather across portions of the Central Plains. Oh my God, tomorrow. That was a big sneeze. But yeah, there will be a possibility for severe weather tomorrow. There's an enhanced risk of severe weather for some areas of the Central Plains, and there's also a slight risk for portions of the Central and Southern Plains. So Jace, you're spamming the chat. I do not need spam. Do not spam the same thing. I usually get to them pretty soon. Limon. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, if I mispronounce any town names or anything in general, if I mispronounce even your name, make sure to let me know in chat. I will correct it. Don't feel scared to say that, because I do butcher a lot of names. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, east of Garden City. We'll go to those pretty soon. Again, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those in southern Nebraska, just to the west and west-southwest of Hartwell, as well as just to the northwest of Norman. As of right now, the rotation is seemingly a little bit weak. It's obviously the winds as of right now are a bit stronger going toward the radar. Going away from the radar, that's your area of rotation as of right now. That's pretty weak as of right now, but it definitely has a potential for maybe a small tornado or something like that. Again, just to the south now of Highway 6. This is, again, moving down to the south-southeast as of right now. Yeah, this tornado warning expires at 8:30, so Central Time. The tornado was an EF0. I don't think they can't determine the category or the magnitude until they actually survey a tornado. So it might have been an EF0, but it's obviously not confirmed. Yeah, Sally, there's been 4 tornadoes so far today. 1 in Florida, 2 in Nebraska, 1 in Tennessee. Again, there's no EF rating until the National Weather Service goes out and surveys them. So we will not know anything about that until probably tomorrow. Most of them are brief, though. I think the 1 in Tennessee was brief. The 1 in Florida, I believe, lasted about 5 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then there were 2 in Nebraska, which seemingly were brief as well, I believe. So one of them in Nebraska damaged a center irrigation system. There was golf ball size hail with that storm. Does not say a length of time on that tornado, so we're not entirely sure. But yeah, there's already been 4 confirmed tornadoes today. Again, 1 was in Florida. We have had 2 in Nebraska. So something to keep in mind. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you like the live stream. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. And make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It's the red button down below. It really helps our page out a lot. And you get the latest on the latest live streams. We'll be doing live probably almost every day this week. So you won't miss anything if you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell as well. Jackson, Tennessee. I don't think so, Quinn. There was a tornado warning to your north. But as of right now, nothing to be concerned about yet. But definitely watch out for, the potential for a tornado maybe later tonight. There's a very low-end chance there. And if there is any tornadoes, they're going to be brief and weak over there. It's very not very favorable atmosphere for actual, supercell sort of development. A lot of the storms will be on the bit of the weaker side in terms of severe weather. Good to hear, Rebecca. Good to hear. Sally, there was 4 tornadoes today, as I kind of said before. There's been plenty of hail reports as well, but as of right now, we don't have any confirmed tornadoes on the ground. This is the one cell you've been watching pretty closely, again, just to the west of Norman. And this has been rotating for a little while. Actually, it's been rotating even prior to the tornado warning, but this is heading down to the southeast as of right now. Let me just zoom out real quick, just to make sure I'm not missing any warnings. No, we're not missing any. Okay. Just making sure. We also got some wind reports, by the way, up near Kearney, if I'm saying the name right, just to the west of Gibbon. Wind reports around 60 miles per hour reported all across that area near Interstate 80. So we actually had some damaging wind reports up that way as well. Hey, Savannah, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, the Quinn, the tornado in Tennessee, I believe, was very brief because the tornado warning only lasted a few minutes and then it actually got canceled. But yeah, as of right now, we don't have anything in terms of a tornado warning or anything like that in Tennessee. Yeah, the one near Jackson, Mississippi, that storm was very weak, and I was surprised it even produced a tornado. It was a very, very small and weak storm, but there's a severe thunderstorm warning over in southeast of Paris, Tennessee as well. So that's a new warning. 8:19 p.m. by the way, Central Time, and this radar was updated at 8:17, so we should get another update here in a moment. Again, area of rotation is now down here to the south, and as of right now, the rotation has kind of remained broad as of right now. But again, that's just to the west-southwest of Norman. Again, this storm is moving down to the southeast. Had stronger rotation a little while ago, and as you can kind of see, this is the 8:17 radar. It's about to update in a moment. We should get an idea of what the radar actually looks like here in a second. Again, regardless of there being a tornado, there is a pretty hefty hail threat right now. Quarter-sized hail will be possible, as well as the potential for damaging winds, again, up to 60 miles per hour. But there's an ongoing tornado warning, again, for those in Norman. Norman's the main area now of interest in this warning. Mark, there's been things on that. I don't honestly have a clue how effective they are. I know there's like things out there that they've tested, but I really don't know if any of them actually work. That would be very, very beneficial if that ever happened. That's cool, Mini Sport Hub. That's very cool. Good passion to have. Yeah, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those in Norman and just to the south of Hartwell. Again, this is moving down to the south-southeast. It'll eventually go into Kansas in a couple of hours or so, but again, this is the ongoing tornado warning. It will eventually go toward Upland as well as Campbell, and eventually toward Bladen near Blue Hill as well. So again, this is an ongoing tornado warning. This radar is not updated. Oh, now it did. Okay, there we go. So this is the latest radar update. Again, if there were to be a tornado, be located somewhere about right there. So just to the west of Norman as of right now. Again, we got a large hail core up here to the north, right along Highway 6. We also got another hail core back out here to the west, just south of Highway 6 as well. So, and also to the west of, I believe, Highway 10. If that's Highway 10, I believe it is, but that's just off to the west there as well. Larger hail core obviously existing over here. That might be up to $half size now. This is definitely going to be right around quarter sized, just to the southwest of Hartwell. Again, these storms are all moving down to the south. As of right now, the rotation has remained a bit more broad as of right now. It's also weak, so if there were to be a tornado, it would likely be very brief. And this is the latest radar update showing not a whole lot of organization in terms of rotation. Definitely could recycle at some point, but as of right now, I'm not seeing anything that would indicate there being a tornado on the ground. But we'll definitely watch it very closely. Again, this is a very dangerous storm regardless, producing damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for quarter-sized hail. And again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the red button down below. It's completely free, and it really helps our page out a lot. And again, you'll get exclusive forecasts here on our YouTube channel. We do forecasts every day for the Central and Southern Plains, and as well as live streams. Again, we're probably going to have a live stream every day this week, so we're looking as of right now. We'll get to these other warnings in a little bit down in near Dodge City, but as of right now, again, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those near just to the southwest of Hartwell. I'm doing good, Savannah. Thank you for asking. Wilson, there's an enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow. So that's what we're looking at in terms of tomorrow. No problem, Mark. Appreciate you tuning in. If you want more details, by the way, on the severe weather for tomorrow, check out our latest forecast. I literally uploaded it, I think, like 30 minutes ago. It has all the details for you. I just uploaded that forecast not even 30 minutes ago. So, hey, appreciate it, Andrew. Appreciate that. I think you greatest show. Appreciate you subscribing. Welcome. Have a good night, Rebecca. Appreciate you tuning in. Devin, I can't get it 3D. I can zoom in though. Are you talking about this is the storm you're talking about, right? Because this is basically the furthest I can zoom in as much as I want, but this is like the best view at this point. Again, the rotation is not very strong. It's definitely still a bit more on the broad side. It's been kind of broadening out over the last several scans. If we go back a few scans, you can kind of see the rotation was a bit stronger. You can kind of see it up here when it was up closer to Highway 6. There's much stronger winds, at least. Rotation was still somewhat broad. I'm not sure about the upper levels. I haven't looked at the upper levels. Let me check that real quick, because that might... Okay, what in the world just happened? Let me check the upper levels real quick, and let's go to now time. I'm going to take a look at the rotation a little bit higher up and see if there's actually any rotation, potentially like, you know, a few thousand feet up. And as of right now, I'm not seeing anything too particular. There's a little bit of rotation. It's pretty high up, but there's definitely a little bit of rotation still at this storm, but definitely not at the surface. That's about 2.4 degree angle, by the way. So There's definitely a little bit of rotation a little bit higher up, but as of right now, might be in a recycling stage. That's definitely a possibility. Again, as of right now, this storm is still tornado warned for another 6 minutes for those near Norman. So make sure you're seeking shelter again immediately in this area. Just to the south, again, of Highway 74. Hey, Rainy, how you doing? Welcome back. I don't know what that word means, to be honest, Thunder, but I do appreciate it. Not that knowledgeable. Wait, let me look that up. Okay. How's Kansas doing? As of right now, there are a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, we'll go to those in a little bit, but we're going to be primarily focusing on the ongoing tornado warning. So. I appreciate that, Wilson. Appreciate it. No problem, Devin. Appreciate that, Christian. Hope you're doing well. As of right now, there's an ongoing tornado warning again for those near Norman. That's what's ongoing as of right now, Robert. I appreciate that, Devin. Thank you. Yeah, if I missed any subscribers, I do apologize, but sometimes they don't always come up. The tornado warning will expire at 8:30, so we'll be watching it closely to see if there's anything in terms of rotation, if it kind of continues. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning in northern Panhandle of Texas. We'll go to that one as well if this warning does end up expiring. Okay. All right, so again, for those that are in this tornado warning, it does include Norman. Again, there's obviously some quarter-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. That is the area of some potentially quarter to $1/2 sized hail in this little area there. So the black area is representing your larger hailstones. Also got another area back out here that's kind of a little bit out of this tornado warning. That's just off to the west of Highway 10, which is also producing some fairly large hail. Again, this is going to be going toward areas like Bladen as well as Upland, Campbell. Those areas are all going to be in the track of this storm pretty soon. There's also a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for whatever reason, but as of right now, it's the same warning as what was before. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and also quarter-sized hail. It does not include any new locations, but it does also include Roseland, Holstein as well are also included in that warning. If you're new here, by the way, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps our page out a lot. If you are new, again, we do live streams like this all the time for the Central and Southern Plains. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It's free to do. If you have an account here on YouTube, it is completely free. Get the latest on our live streams as well as our videos here on our YouTube channel. Again, there's an ongoing tornado warning. It expires at 8:30. It's ongoing again for Norman, and this is moving down to the southeast as of right now. A little bit more of a zoomed out look. We have plenty of other warnings we'll be getting to here pretty shortly. And there's also one over in Tennessee. I probably won't touch much on that, but if there's any other tornado warnings, we'll definitely go to those. But this is, again, our primary focus here for the next few minutes. Sally, this is over in southern Nebraska. That's where we're at right now. Great Bend will probably see some storms later tonight, I would say, Andrew. That area is kind of going to be in the line for maybe a couple of storms. Again, I'll be going back down to Kansas here in a few minutes once if this tornado warning does get lifted up, which I would assume it might, unless there's some rotation trying to develop again. As of right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of rotation. A lot of wind, though. Definitely a lot of wind with this storm. I'm not seeing really any rotation to begin with. There was a little bit in the upper levels just a moment ago. You can see there's definitely a little bit more once you go up a little bit higher in the atmosphere, but it's definitely very weak. Again, wind's going toward the radar, away from the radar. Again, there's a bit of rotation a little bit higher up, but it was much stronger. Again, if you were just tuning in a moment ago, there was a bit more of a strong rotation near Highway 6. It has been weakening out just a little bit here over the last few scans. It definitely could recycle, though, so we'll definitely be watching it closely because there's a possibility that there is a... this storm does recycle to some extent, maybe produces a tornado later on. Welcome back, James. How you doing? All right, thank you, Greg, Bergeron, Mikey, Deborah for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, Rainy, by the way. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely not a very organized rotation as of right now, but it could definitely redevelop. We'll have to... Yeah, we'll be watching it very closely. Warning will expire in 2 minutes. Again, the storm's moving southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. It should be expiring probably in a couple minutes, but we'll be watching it closely. Next scan might give us a little bit more details on it if there's any rotation still ongoing. Definitely has a little bit of that shape, though. You can definitely see there's a little bit of an inflow going into the storm. It's not a very clean inflow by any means, but it definitely could possibly, start to rotate again. Definitely a good amount of hail, though, falling here. Again, quarter-sized, potentially half-dollar-sized hail falling right now just south of Norman. Yeah, Devin, I'll be going to that storm here in a moment, so we'll definitely be taking a look at those storms. We're not seeing any other tornado warnings. Again, this is our only tornado warning as of right now. Wilson, I know what that is. I don't even know if that's possible on YouTube, to be honest. If that's a thing. Okay, the tornado warning is going to be expiring here in just a second. But we're going to watch the next radar scan to see if there's any rotation ongoing closer to the surface, if there's any like redevelopment. As of right now, it seems like the rotation is very broad. You can kind of see it's just a lot of gray here, meaning there's really neutral winds at this point. And again, the winds are a bit stronger up here, going away from the radar. But as of right now, there's a little bit of a hook shape still. It's definitely not, rotating that much, but there's a bit of inflow still trying to go into the storm. Inflow has not been that clean, though, at this point. But we definitely still have a little bit of a hook shape. So it definitely could redevelop into something. We'll be watching it very closely. Let me real quickly go over the other storms that are on the radar as of right now, because we also got other severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We also got a couple near Dodge City right now. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Already report of a gust of 60 miles per hour in Gray County, Kansas. So again, that's just to the west of Dodge City. So damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour is possible with that storm. There's also been quarter-sized hail reported here near Spearville in Ford County, Kansas. And that's also going to be going right along Highway 56. That's moving off to the east-northeast. And it does show maybe a little bit of broad rotation. I'm not entirely sure we're seeing any rotation. It's just being indicated by radar. So not really any rotation with this storm as of right now, but definitely some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And also some quarter-sized hail. We got a very nasty storm ongoing, a destructive supercell, actually, north of Amarillo. This is near Dalhart, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and as well as hen egg-sized hail is possible with this storm. So a destructive supercell right now, right along Highway 385. So for those that are in this area, again, Dalhart, definitely make sure you are getting away from windows because the storm does approach. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Again, that's going toward Dalhart as of right now. And let's go and take a look at the hail radar and see what that's showing there. Let's see what the hailstone size is being estimated there by radar. Again, this is right along Highway 385. And as of right now, the radar is definitely estimating right around head egg-sized hail. A little bit of an estimate, possibly as high as baseball size. But most of it's been pretty consistent, right around about golf ball to hen egg-sized hail. So that's the hailstone sizes as of right now as the storm moves down to the southeast. Again, a very dangerous cell right now going toward Dalhart. Destructive supercell, again, to just reiterate, a destructive supercell right now heading down to the southeast. So make sure, again, you're staying away from windows if you're in this warning. Dalhart is the main area included. It also includes Conlin as well, and it will eventually go toward Cactus, and it will probably just stay to the north of Amarillo, but never know. It's definitely a very dangerous supercell. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you're staying away from windows if you're in or anywhere near Dalhart. Again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour will be possible. Stay on the lowest floor. There's not a tornado warning as of right now, but it's definitely a very dangerous storm. Here, let me go back to the other screen. I forgot I have my tag up there. But again, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the like button as well. It helps our page out a lot. Make sure to subscribe again to our YouTube channel. We do live streams like this all the time. We're going to keep you updated with the latest on the severe weather right now and what's going on tonight. Again, this live stream will probably be at least 2 to 3 hours long, if not maybe a bit longer. Again, we have our ongoing cell producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and hen egg-sized hail near Highway 385. And make sure you're staying away from windows. That's going to be going toward Highway 54 as well. Again, that black area is representing extremely large hailstones up to about hen egg size, potentially a little bit greater than that as well. And we'll be going back to the other cells as well pretty soon, but this is the main storm we'll be watching. Again, that's heading down to the southeast as of right now. We'll be going through Texas. We go back, zoom out real quick. I don't know if there's any other cells right now. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for those in southern Nebraska. Same threats for Campbell, apparently damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as quarter-sized hail. All right, this is the main cell we'll be watching. Again, this is the one in Texas near Dalhart. Our very destructive supercell right now moving down to the southeast. Again, that black area representing extremely large hail and the potential, again, for very heavy rain. Potentially a little bit of a flash flooding risk if the cell does slow down at all or it starts to expand a bit more. Let's see what the rainfall rates have been with this storm. Let's go and take a look at the rainfall here over the last hour or so. And as of right now, the radar is estimating, well, it's loading. Let's just wait a second here. Again, the main threat with this storm will be damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. And this is a very large hail core, just expanded. The white area now representing potentially up to baseball-sized hail in the latest scan. Right along Highway 385. Again, make sure your friends, family, anybody in this area near Dalhart are aware that there's a very destructive supercell near this area. Again, producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. The rainfall rates with the storm, so far, it looks to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches that this has been dropping. So definitely a good amount of rain out of this, but the more concerning threat, again, being damaging winds and as well as that very large hail threat with this storm. Yeah, this heading down to the southeast as of right now, heading toward Highway 54. Pink, anything pink is going to represent probably at least some sort of small hail. In this instance, it's probably going to be somewhere around potentially penny-sized hail, maybe even closer to quarter-sized hail. When you get to those little brighter pinks, so anything that looks a bit more like white almost, that's going to represent that large hail, potentially more than that threat as well. The blacks and whites in this instance are representing that potential for Hennig to potentially baseball-sized hail with this storm. So very large hail with this storm without a doubt. By the way, we're only 3 likes away from 100. If you haven't already hit the like button, I would appreciate if you hit it. We're only 3 likes away. Make sure to subscribe again if you're new here. We do live streams like this all the time, and we keep you updated again with the latest on this severe weather right now that's ongoing, as well as whatever happens later tonight as well. And this is an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. Looks like there might be a little bit of rotation in this storm too. Well, at least the radar's indicating. There's a little bit of rotation, nothing too crazy. Again, winds are going to be going toward the radar right here. Winds going away from the radar. So if there were to be any sort of rotation, it'd basically be in here. Now, some people do sometimes get confused. Could this be rotation here? Since the reds and greens are combining? Well, no, it actually can't, because again, this is winds going away from the radar, going toward the radar. We do never have a clockwise spin. That never happens. So what we really are looking for, if there's any rotation in this storm, is going to be, those winds going away from the radar, winds going toward the radar, and that would basically be our area of rotation. As of right now, it's very broad though, but definitely could develop. Again, this is producing extremely large hail. This moves down to the southeast. Again, a very dangerous cell right now heading down to the southeast as of right now. Also had hail report, by the way, near Spearville. Again, that was a quarter-sized hail over in Kansas. Those storms are right now only marginally severe at this point, so damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. Again, to the southwest of Stratford, this is our ongoing supercell producing extremely high damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and as well as Hennig-sized hail. So this is our main storm as of right now. And this is heading down to the southeast. Yeah, definitely has a weird shape, that's without a doubt. Not really anything that would really concern me in terms of tornado threat right now with this storm, but definitely a very high damaging wind threat. Again, 80 miles per hour is possible. We also got that very large hail core. Taking a look as of right now, both of those threats are radar indicated, so no confirmation of those threats, but definitely is a possibility. Next radar update should be coming in here, I think, momentarily. Let me just go refresh the radar real quick. So the radar update should be coming in here pretty soon. And that's from that radar site. I don't think there's any others around here, right? There's none other. This is the main radar site, so the one near Amarillo is going to be the best view at this point of this storm. Tropical Storm Alex is actually now a post-tropical cyclone, so it's going to be going in basically the central portions of the Atlantic Ocean. So Tropical Storm Alex, not really any threat, again, to the United States or Bermuda at this point. That storm is now passed off to the east. We're currently looking at Texas. This is the panhandle of Texas as of right now. We have an ongoing destructive supercell producing damaging winds around 80 miles per hour and Hennig-sized hail. Again, this is near Dalhart to the west and southwest right now of Stratford, and as well as off to the west of Cactus. Next place in the track of this will be Cactus. Let me go put a timing track on this for you. For those that are going to be out in front of the storm here pretty soon. I'll give you an idea of where this is heading. An idea of when it might arrive to your location. And here's a look at those timing guide, basically a timing guide. So Dalhart right around 8:42 within the next, probably not that soon, actually. I kind of made it a little bit out. But Dalhart might be hit by the storm probably around 8:50, 8:55. Cactus 9:15. It looks like Dumas right around 9:36. Fritch right around 10:28. And then Sanford 10:29. That's your timing as of right now as this heads down to the southeast. We have a new update, by the way, from the radar as of right now. The radar is estimating a little bit stronger rotation. We'll see it on the next scan and see if there's really anything that might have to be concerned about, but obviously very high damaging wind threat with this. Next radar update is actually coming in right now, so we'll see the reflectivity here, see what the difference is on the latest scan. We'll also have an idea of the overall velocity threat. So latest radar scan showing, again, a very large hailstorm. That's without a doubt. That's what we're looking at primarily. Large hail and also very strong downburst winds. That's the main threat as of right now. So very high damaging winds. The latest warning threat, by the way, just got updated. So we're now up to baseball-sized hail with this storm. Potentially as high as tennis ball-sized hail. And as well as the damaging wind threat still saying the same at about 80 miles per hour. And again, the setting down to the south. So Dalhart, again, the main area included in this warning. So our latest radar update again. The latest warning update is up to now tennis ball sized hail with this storm. Damaging winds again up to 80 miles per hour will be possible. We have a bit of rotation in here. It's very hard to see on this radar, but there is definitely a little bit of rotation in here. And we have a little bit. Nothing too much to be concerned about yet, but we'll definitely have to watch it closely just in case there is some rotation maybe later on. But as of right now, main threat again going to be large hail and damaging winds. The damaging wind threat, by the way, is very high. Winds are definitely very strong with this. We're looking at about 73, 74 miles per hour being estimated by radar. So there's definitely some high damaging winds with this storm as it's heading toward, again, Highway 54 and Dalhart. So make sure you're staying away from windows, again, if you're in this area. By the way, we're only 7 subscribers away here from 4,300. If you're new here to our live stream, there's over 300 of you watching, and I know most of you are not probably subscribed. Hit that red button down below. Again, we do live streams like this all the time, so you will not miss out on any of those. We do Central and Southern Plains severe weather, not just North Texas. So make sure, again, you subscribe, and as well as hit that like button if you're new here. It would really help out our page a lot. Also, we have videos literally every day, so would appreciate if you do that. We're only 8 likes away, by the way, from 150. I apologize if I'm missing any questions in the chat. By the way, if you have any questions about the weather ongoing as of right now as well, make sure to leave those in the chat. It's a very interactive stream, so. No problem, Blocky. See you later. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, this is our ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for those that are just tuning in, producing up to 80 mile per hour damaging wind gusts, and as well as up to tennis ball sized hail. This is moving over to the southeast as of right now. We also have a warning for Dodge City, producing up to damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, so that's a new warning there. Not going to be that concerned about that as of right now. This is definitely the most concerning storm. Again, producing damaging winds around 80 miles per hour and some tennis ball sized hail. Right along Highway 54 as of right now, north of Dalhart. This is moving down to the southeast. There has been a little bit of rotation with this storm, so watch it pretty closely, but nothing can be a storm to watch. By the way, thank you, Monica, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. You subscribe. Okay, this storm is very dangerous. Best thing you can do in this situation, again, is to stay away from windows and be on the lowest floor of your house, because damaging winds get up to 80 miles per hour can knock over small trees and stuff like that, or even potentially large trees in some instances. So definitely be something that you want to stay away from windows from, especially if you're in a house. Just stay on your lowest floor, away from windows. Best thing you can do at this point. We have 4,300 subscribers. I appreciate it for those that just subscribed. Should be all those notifications should come in here in a minute. Again, for those that are just tuning in, this is the big hail core as of right now. So right along Highway 385, going toward Highway 54. And this is just off to the north of Dalhart. This storm is currently kind of going in the southeasterly direction. And again, this is producing not just tennis ball sized hail, but also is producing the threat for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. This is, again, a destructive supercell heading down to the southeast as of right now. Eventually go toward Cactus. And again, this is just off to the north of Dalhart. So be watching this storm very closely again with the latest details. Radar update again should be coming in here in about a minute or so. The radar is only updating, it seems like, about every 5 minutes. This is, again, this was about 4 minutes ago, so we should get it in about a minute or so. DFW probably won't see much tonight, Christian. I don't expect anything there. Maybe tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. Wait, what's today? Is today Monday? Today's Monday, right? So no, into early Wednesday morning, I mean, there might be a couple of isolated storms then. Make sure to check out our latest video forecast if you want more details on tomorrow's severe weather event, which actually may impact portions of North Texas. But other than that, that'll be more for the central and southern plains. There's an enhanced risk for severe weather for tomorrow across portions of the central plains. So that'll definitely be a day to watch. I'll probably go live for that event again as well. So if you're new here and if you want to watch another live stream like this one, we do live streams like this all the time. Again, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It's that red button. It's completely free to do. Really helps our page out a lot, and you'll get the latest on those forecasts and the live stream as well. We'll probably be going live tomorrow, and again, we go live for almost all the severe weather events. So if you're driving there right now, Rando, you probably want to wait out the storm. If you're like along Highway 54, for example, I'd definitely wait, you know, get off at an exit or something like that and just kind of wait out the storm until it passes. Because again, tennis ball size hail is not something you want to be driving into. And this is where the main hail course is right now. That's going to be going right over Highway 54 here pretty shortly. It may just stay to the north of Dalhart. It's going to be a very close call, though. It might be even hitting northeastern Dalhart. So it's definitely going to be a storm to watch very closely. Again, damaging winds around 80 miles per hour is going to be possible with this storm as well. Yeah, Matthew, there's definitely a very good possibility there's going to be power outages with something like this. Again, a destructive supercell, something like this would produce power outages. So very good chance that there will be some power outages with this storm. Would definitely recommend that, again, you stay away from windows. You're not in a shower or anything like that. If you're anywhere near Dalhart, definitely a very dangerous storm. Let me go and take a look at lightning maps real quick. I'm not sure how much lightning is being produced with this storm, but it's probably a lot. By the way, thank you, James, Bridget, as well as Truth, Mike, and Zen for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. So this storm up in northern Panhandle of Texas right now is producing not actually that much lightning. It's producing about 15 to 20 lightning strikes a minute, which is pretty average for a storm like this. Up in Kansas right now near Dodge City, there's about 65 lightning strikes per minute, so there's a lot more there. Yeah, make sure you're seeking shelter. Again, away from windows. If you're near this storm, again, this is not an ongoing tornado warning, but it is definitely a very dangerous storm. Again, producing damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour, and as well as tennis ball sized hail. Yeah, the storm's moving down to the southeast as of right now, right along Highway 54 as of right now. You kind of see, again, this is where your main hail core is right now. I'm going to go back to the velocities. I didn't check that on the latest radar scan. Let's go take a look if there's any rotation. Not really anything particularly interesting in terms of rotation as of right now. Little bit there. It's not anything that's particularly concerning at this point. It's not a very organized cell at this point for it to be a tornadic. I think the main threats again will be baseball sized, potentially tennis ball sized hail, and damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour over the next 15 to 20 minutes. I don't see a tornado threat in the very foreseeable future. If it can maybe organize itself, it's not out of the question, but I don't think this is an area that has that sort of threat level right now. What are you talking about, James? Are you talking about this storm? Hey, Zammer, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Jade, when I talk about lightning strikes, it doesn't mean reaching the ground. Lightning strikes just means, you know, lightning in the sky, like cloud to cloud lightning, or cloud to, you know, sky lightning, whatever you want to call it. But anything from cloud to cloud lightning down to cloud to ground lightning. A lot of tongue twisters there, but yeah, it's whatever happens. I mean, it could be cloud to ground or it could be cloud to cloud. A lot of the time, though, most lightning is only cloud to cloud. It's usually not, you know, majority being to the ground. We have a new warning, by the way, of course, sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour up there. For those in Belfront, that's near Dodge City. Dodge City definitely seeing some severe weather, but this is, again, the main cell as of right now. We'll be watching this again very closely. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on it. This is the main storm we'll be watching here over the next several minutes. If you have any questions, again, about any of these storms going on right now, including this one or any of the other ones, make sure to leave those questions in the chat. Again, this is a very interactive live stream, so definitely be keeping updated with the latest on this storm. Jay, it doesn't have to be lightning strikes to the ground. It can be cloud to cloud or cloud to ground. Yeah, there's a little, I mean, it looks like there's a little hook there, but as of right now, I mean, it would take probably a little bit for this to even rotate. I don't think the low-level jet is even that strong in this area. Let me take a look real quick. And yeah, it's very weak. 15 miles per hour at 850 millibars, and then when you go to 700 millibars, 700 millibars, let's see if it's loading. Yeah, 700, I mean, there's really nothing in this area, I feel like, that would actually help it to rotate. We're talking about 15 mile per hour winds at the low level jet level, so it's not much. No problem, John. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your compliments as well. Appreciate you tuning in as well and subscribing. Hope everything goes well tonight. I know, Zamra, I see you here a lot. Appreciate you coming by and watching the live streams. Brian says, when do monsoons start in Arizona? I believe it's usually from about now through September, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in that time frame. Usually you see monsoon season kind of around then. All right, here's the latest radar update. By the way, this hail core has just exploded again. Again, this is extremely large hail potentially right now, right along Highway 54. Again, that white area representing very large hail. Again, upwards of tennis ball size hail. And again, if you know anybody in the track of this storm, make sure they're aware of it. Just share it by messenger, anything that you gotta do. You don't have to share my live stream by any means, but just make sure they're aware that there's a very destructive supercell, again, producing upwards of tennis ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. Again, this is setting down to the southeast as of right now. Devin, there has to be a lot more of low-level shear here for this storm to even try to rotate. As of right now, I'm not seeing anything that would make it indicative of us seeing any sort of tornadic supercell with this. Low-level jet is very weak. If there were to be a tornado, it would be very, brief and weak. You can see the winds right now going toward the radar, away from the radar. There is very broad rotation here, but again, I just don't expect a tornado threat with this because of how weak the low-level jet is, and as well as the 850 millibar levels and the 700 millibars levels. There's only like 10 to 15 mile per hour of wind at this point. It's not much, so I just don't expect it to really develop into anything. There's, again, a possibility that maybe something brief and weak happens with this storm, but in my opinion, it's a pretty low-end risk at this point. Yeah, the low-level jet has to be at least 20 miles per hour to have really anything. Which, again, it could very well develop a little bit, maybe up to 20, 25 miles per hour, but I feel like it's a very low chance we see a tornadic supercell with this. It is definitely a high damaging wind threat, though. We're still talking about, again, up to 70 to 80 mile per hour winds with this storm. And, again, tennis ball-sized hail is possible with this storm as well. Again, if you are just tuning in, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, that little red icon. Helps our page out a lot. Again, we do live streams like this almost every day. So we go live for almost all the weather events. Again, we'll be keeping you updated with the latest on this supercell, producing extremely high damaging winds again, and as well as the potential for very large hail, words of tennis ball size. We're only 23 likes away, by the way, from 200. If you haven't already hit the like button, I would appreciate it. Let's see if we can hit 200 likes. There's over 350 people now watching, so if you're one of those people who haven't hit the like button, I would really appreciate that. JWA, you will be fine tonight. I don't expect any severe weather down there in southwestern Texas, so you should be fine for tonight. Again, for those that are just tuning in, I'm going to keep you updated with the latest on the tornadoes today. We've already seen 2 in Nebraska. There was one in northern Nebraska earlier today. There's also another one that was earlier today, around 2:30 or so Central Time, closer to central and eastern Nebraska. There was actually a tornado over in Florida as well, and it lasted several minutes, and it was on the ground near Fort Pierce. So it's kind of like the east coast of Florida. And there was also a tornado very recently in Tennessee. So we've seen 4 tornadoes so far today. And we haven't really been live for any of them other than the Tennessee one. There may have also been one in southern Nebraska. As of right now, not confirmed, but there may have been one there as well. So we've had at least 4 tornadoes today. Maybe even seen a 5th. Again, there's a severe thunderstorm watch ongoing for those in the Oklahoma Panhandle, as well as western and southern portions of Kansas, eastern Colorado. The main threats today, again, will be damaging winds, as well as the potential for large to very large hail with a storm or two. We'll primarily be focusing on the storm in Texas, because this is definitely a very dangerous storm heading off to the southeast again. And make sure, again, if you're anywhere near Dalhart as of right now, make sure you're staying away from windows. Very dangerous storm. Amarillo is a possibility to be in the track of this, but I don't think the storm will shift that far south, and I don't even think Amarillo really has enough. I think there's a bit more of a cap down there. Let me put a track back on this storm for those that are just tuning in. I know many of you might be wondering when this storm may reach your location. I'm going to kind of put a track on this. Again, this is a very specific track. It could very well change a little bit in terms of direction, but as of right now, Fridge will be right around 1029, and as well as Dumas right around 939. So that's kind of the track at this point in the timing. Cactus, if you get hit by the storm, actually, let me make this track a little bit bigger because it is a bit of a larger storm. I'm just going to kind of make it this big. Just going to give you an idea of when it will get there to your location. then move about 30 miles per hour. Again, it could possibly go toward Amarillo, but I just don't think it'll go that far south. But here's a look at the timing. So Cactus 9:18, Dumas right around 9:36, Fritch right around 10:25, Sanford right around 10:26, and Bogar right around 10:40. That's your timing again for this line of storms, or not, excuse me, not this line, this one single discrete supercell right now heading down to the southeast. And I'll be eventually going toward Highway 287 as well as Highway 87. So several areas going to be in the track of this storm. I mean, if you have any questions ongoing about this specific storm or any of the storms in general, make sure to leave those in the chat. Again, we have a very destructive supercell right now, right along Highway 54 in the panhandle of Texas. Oh, James, which one are you talking about? Which one was confirmed? Because there's one confirmed in Tennessee, there's 2 in Nebraska, and there's also 1 over in Florida. We've had 4 confirmed tornadoes today. All right, here's the latest radar update showing a little bit smaller of a hail course, so good news there. The radar is showing strong rotation, but I don't really see anything that's strong. Again, it's very broad rotation as of right now. We have very strong winds, by the way, regardless. So damaging winds right around 80 miles per hour as of right now. Again, potential for up to tennis ball sized hail does exist with this storm as it moves down to the southeast. Again, this is a very dangerous storm right near Dalhart as of right now. So again, if you're anywhere on the track of this storm, if you're in this warning, I highly recommend that you stay away from windows and stay in an interior room of your house, because I know there's not a tornado warning, but damaging winds again up to 80 miles per hour can potentially cause trees to fall down, and it's a possibility it might hit your house or something like that, and also can blow debris and stuff like that. It is a possibility even with those strong straight line winds. So definitely make sure you're staying away from windows, and as well as the hail threat as well. They can break through windows as well. Tennis ball sized hail, really anything above quarter size can really just break through your windows. So especially if there's very strong winds like this. Rainy, I will go over the other cells soon. I'm going to be primarily focusing on this cell, though. Again, this is a very destructive supercell. The other ones are only producing marginally severe threats at this time. If there are any other tornado warnings, I will go to those as well. But yeah, James, that one was confirmed. It was on the ground apparently for several minutes. Yeah, Kevin, there was a confirmed tornado that was observed by a trained weather spotter. It has not been updated on the Storm Prediction Center's website yet, but there was a confirmed tornado in Tennessee. I believe it was north of Jackson somewhere. It was like in a rural area. It was a brief tornado, so it wasn't long, but yeah, this is the main storm that we're looking at as of right now. Moving down to the southeast, so make sure, again, you're staying away from windows with this sort of cell. What towns do you think will be in the path here? The next town, or even, city or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, the next area that'll be in the track of this is Cactus, as well as Dumas. Those areas are included in the next potential threat with this storm. Again, this is going to be starting to head into a bit more of an unfavorable atmosphere, or a bit more, I should say a bit more of a stable atmosphere to be able to start to maybe weaken the storm a bit, so that might help. But it's definitely a big question mark on when the storm will actually start to kind of weaken out. But as of right now, it's really maintained a very strong and very, composed storm at this point over the last, 30 to 45 minutes. The storm, again, started all the way back up in Colorado, and it's been tracking all the way down here to Texas. Again, if you are new here, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. Really helps our page out a lot. That little thumbs up button down below. And again, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we're not just North Texas weather. We do all the southern and central plains. That does include areas like Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Oklahoma, and as well as Texas. So we do a lot of states. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. Again, it's free to do, and it really helps our page out a lot. And again, we'll probably be going live for the tomorrow's severe weather event as well, because there will be an enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow as well. And again, if you want more information on tomorrow's severe weather, you can check out our latest video. We just posted it, I believe, about 45 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't see this producing a tornado. I've kind of said it a few times. I really don't think there'll be a tornado with this storm. It really had no inflow to begin with. Again, the low level shear is very weak, but we definitely have a very strong damaging wind threat up to 80 miles per hour. And again, potential for up to tennis ball sized hail exists with this storm. I know the radar is indicating rotation, but that's just a error. Correlation coefficient is definitely showing maybe some dust being kind of blown around here. That's a possibility as well. I'm guessing there's a lot of fields around here, so no, Samurai, this is nowhere near North Texas. This will definitely not reach North Texas. I would not be concerned about that. Next radar update should be coming in here in about a minute, so we'll get that here in a moment. The radar update should be coming here in a moment. Again, this is just to the southeast of Highway 54. And again, this is heading down to the southeast. It'll eventually go toward areas like Dumas and as well as maybe Cactus. Sunray may even be in the track of this storm. So those are the next areas, probably in about 20 to 30 minutes. That's kind of your timing at this point. Again, this storm may start to weaken. It's a possibility. The latest scan showing a slightly smaller hail core, but it definitely still producing some fairly large hail here, possibly again up to tennis ball sized hail. That's a possibility. Latest radar update should be coming here in just a second. It looks like it is now. So should begin that here right now. Be loading in right now. Play some Jeopardy music real quick while it loads in. It's loading in though, don't worry. Hope you feel better, Kevin. Sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better though. Have a good night, Samurai. I appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. All right, here it comes. All right, here's a look at the latest radar update. So it definitely still has a large hail core. That's without a doubt. You can see, again, very large hail still falling here. Up to tennis ball size, still likely falling in that area where you can see that white color. That's really going to represent your very, very large hailstones. Again, black area could potentially be representing that head egg size potential. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. And again, any of these pinks will be representing possibly up to quarter sized hail. So we have a bit of an area there that has some quarter sized hail ongoing as of right now. And anything outside of that is just mainly rain, a lot of lightning, and as well as the damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. Velocities, I believe I've updated, and they are very glitched on this radar. Here's a better look at the velocities as of right now. Again, I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation, which is good news so far. Again, low-level shear is very weak tonight, but we do have a little bit of an inflow trying to go into the storm right now. Not anything I'm completely concerned about, again, in terms of a tornado threat, but we definitely have a little bit of an inflow going into the storm here, which could eventually maybe produce a little bit of upper level rotation. But again, the low level shear is extremely weak tonight, so I'm not concerned again about a tornado threat. Thank you, Rainy. I appreciate it. Appreciate the Jeopardy music. There's fields here, very rural. Gotcha. Yeah, Cheryl, it'll probably be going right toward you. I mean, that's really where it's going. So definitely make sure you bring your car into your garage, cover it over, take the proper precautions. Again, this is a very dangerous supercell. If it can stay alive up until Dumas, that's going to be going right into your area. So again, this is a very dangerous supercell producing damaging winds around 80 miles per hour, and as well as, again, up to tennis ball sized hail. Let's go and take a look at the hail radar. I haven't looked at that in a little bit. Let's go and take a look at what the hail radar is indicating in terms of hailstone sizes. I'll be updating here in just a second, so we'll get an idea on what we're looking at there in terms of the hail being estimated by radar. I'm also going to look at Twitter and see if we've seen anything in terms of pictures of anything like that. Okay, here's a look at the hail. So the radar has been estimating as high as potentially even up to tennis ball size plus hail. As of right now, in the latest scans, it's showing right around hen egg to maybe up to baseball size. That's kind of where we're at as of right now, but it was possibly at one point as high as tennis ball plus size hail, basically just north there of Highway 54. So that's kind of hail as of right now in terms of what we've seen from this storm. The DBZ values, by the way, as high as almost 75. So it's a very heavy, it's a lot of heavy rain, obviously a lot of hail as well falling with this. And if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 19 likes away from 250. And if you are new here, again, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It helps our page out a lot. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. We're only 4 subscribers away from 4325. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. And we, again, post videos every day here on our YouTube channel about the Southern Plains, Central Plains, and as well as possibly even the Northern Plains at some point. But we do a lot of the plains severe weather, so we'll have a live stream again tomorrow night. So if you do subscribe, you'll get the notification on that one as well. And here's a look at that storm as of right now. I was going to look at something. Let's go look at, I'm going to look at Twitter real quick and see if we have any photos of the storm, any of the hail reports or anything like that. See if we have any sort of pictures right now. Let's see if we have any reports as well of hail. We also got a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, back off to the north of this. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail possible back up here to the north near Texoma. So far northern Panhandle, you're going to see that as well as Stratford. So those areas are not out of the question of some storms here as well within the next several minutes. So make sure, again, you're staying away from windows, especially with that damaging wind and large hail threat. So far, what I'm seeing from photos is really just distant photos. So I'm not seeing anything close to the storm. I'm not seeing anything in terms of what we're looking at in terms of the hail, but Apparently a lot of dust is being lifted up though, so there's obviously a lot of wind with this. Again, 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds is going to be possible with this storm as it moves down to the southeast. Yeah, day 4 and day 5 do have slight risks. Yeah, well, again, I'll probably be going live for almost all these severe weather events this week, so just make sure you click the bell down below to turn on post notifications to get the latest on those live streams, and as well as make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be going, again, we'll probably be live for all these severe weather events this week. Day 4 outlook actually includes Oklahoma in the slight risk, and as well as Kansas, and as well as Nebraska. The day 5 outlook is for the Mississippi Valley area, so those in Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas in a slight risk for Thursday, so, or Friday, excuse me. Friday has the risk there, and then Thursday is the central and southern plains, so that'll be another day to watch very closely. All right, thank you, Cheryl, and as well as Cowboy for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Thank you for subscribing. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for damaging winds now up to 70 miles per hour and Hennick-sized hail for Dumas. So that's the new area included here. Cactus, as well as Four-Way. Those areas are now included in a new warning going down to the southeast. Laura, I don't expect storms in Lubbock tonight. I don't think this will go into your direction. Supposed to be 113 on Friday? Where, Brian? In Arizona? In Arizona, I think that's pretty typical, but yeah, Arizona is always hot. Oh, really, Mike? Yeah, it's gonna be hot, by the way, in Texas too. The temperatures, I believe, on Friday or Saturday, I think it's Friday, are gonna be extremely hot. By the way, this hail core is huge. Look at that white area. That is an expanding hail core. I cannot believe that, but that is possibly still baseball to tennis ball sized hail right now, or maybe even a little bit larger than that. It's in a very rural, plain sort of area, so it's not going to be probably seen by many people, but that is extremely, extremely large hail. Yeah, temperatures in Texas on Saturday, 110 in over west of Midland. Midland's going to be really hot, by the way. Look at Arizona. Arizona's probably gonna be hot. 114 in Phoenix on Saturday. Jeez. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are used to that sort of stuff, though, but that is still pretty hot. See you later, Christian. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather and on any of these storms, make sure to let me know in chat. Again, this is a very interactive stream, so if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. No problem at all, Laura. That's funny, Rainy. Yeah, Circle is pretty good. Not gonna lie, but yeah, that's kind of creepy sometimes. You get advertisements like that. 190 degrees in Lubbock. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Making sure we have nothing else. There's actually a considerable warning, by the way, for northeast of Dodge City up to Hennick-sized hail possible with that storm. It's near Roselle and as well as Sanford, Kansas. Yeah, this is a massive hail core right now. That white area, again, is representing extremely large hail. So again, if you know anybody in the track of this storm, make sure they're aware of it. And again, I do appreciate everybody tuning into this live stream tonight. If you're new here, I would appreciate if you hit the like button as well as subscribe. It really is the minimum you can do. This is a free service, and I do it almost all the time. So I really do appreciate if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as, again, like the live stream. If you want to follow us on our other social medias, you can find those in the description below as well. We're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on all of those. So you can check those links in the description below as well. We post short forecasts over on TikTok as well if you're more into that sort of stuff. That's an extremely dangerous storm again just to the east of Dalhart. Thank you, Wilson. I'm not going to really look at the other warnings as of right now unless it's a tornado warning. Again, this is an extremely dangerous cell. We're going to be mainly focusing on this one as of right now. Yeah, right. I definitely agree with that. I'm really used to now, like, if anything below 80 degrees is kind of cold to me now. It's kind of weird, but I've kind of gotten used to anything over 80 degrees. Yes, Angel, you're correct. Just thunderstorms. A little bit of severe weather, but it's mainly just some quarter-sized hail. Yeah, again, if you know anybody in the track of the storm, make sure that they are aware of these warnings, staying safe. Again, this will be going toward Damas and as well as Cactus, those areas included, and as well as Four-Way. Those areas are all included in this warning. again, for the new warning being damaging winds again up to 70 miles per hour and hen egg sized hail. I cannot rule out, though, that it's up to baseball to tennis ball size hail still. With the latest radar scan that we see here, it's very large hail. I mean, that's without a doubt. We're looking at least hen egg sized hail, but I would expect that's closer to baseball to tennis ball size. So very dangerous storm right now, again, going down to the southeast. All right, thank you, Garrett, Andrea, as well as Texas. Appreciate you guys all subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all, again, subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're only 9 subscribers, by the way, away from 4,350. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. Only 9 away for another milestone. Yeah, this has a lot of hail. Even if it's not large, like extremely large hail, we're still looking at a lot of hail. I mean, that white, let me take a look at the DBZ values. I think they're 76. Yeah, that's just so high. 75, 76. That's an extremely high number for this storm. And again, it is a little bit distance from the radar site, so kind of keep that a little bit in mind as well. But I mean, even then, it's still a very dangerous cell regardless. And as of right now, no reports again of any hail yet. Again, these are very strong damaging winds. We have a bit of an inflow going into the storm as well, so there's a little bit of a little inflow. So if this area of the storm kind of lifts a bit further up to the north, we actually could possibly see a little tornado threat with this. But as of right now, I'm not expecting much of a tornado threat. Headache-sized hail? It's definitely a headache. I can definitely agree with that. No problem, Angel. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, here's the latest radar update. So at this point, a little bit smaller of a hail core. It's still very large. I mean, this is an area that we're still looking at tennis ball, possibly sized hail. But the latest is that there's a little hail core right in front of it, which is probably producing somewhere around $0.50 to maybe ping pong ball sized hail. And then we also have this area here, again, that's producing extremely large hail. That's producing potentially up to tennis ball sized hail still. That's moving down to the southeast. Let's take a look at the velocities and see what's going on in that department as of right now. And as of right now, we're still looking at some strong winds, especially going towards the radar. Very strong downburst winds. And again, going away from the radar, we're still looking at some winds as well in both departments. As of right now, I'm not seeing any area of rotation with this. I don't see anything specific that I'd be concerned about in terms of a tornado threat, but we definitely have a very high damaging wind threat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hail radar as well, give you an idea of how large these hailstones are estimated by radar. And this will be the latest radar update it looks like. So as of right now, this is the latest from the radar. So as of right now, it shows around tennis ball size hail or so just to the east of Dalhart, kind of in those open fields. Again, this is going to be heading down to the southeast, but there has been potentially again up to tennis ball size hail or so with this storm. So that's what we're looking at there. Again, before it crossed over Highway 54, it was actually as high as possibly, tennis ball plus size hail. So as high as potentially 3.1 to 3.2 inches in diameter. Now, as of right now, the radar is estimating probably a bit closer to baseball sized or so sized hail. So that's what we're looking at as of right now with that storm. No problem, Christopher. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Family's always important. Make sure always prioritize that. Yeah, bots are here again. Just try to ignore them. Kind of annoying, but yeah, no tornado warning as of right now. Again, if there are any tornado warnings, we'll definitely make sure to go to those. This is, again, the main storm we've been watching. It is a destructive supercell, again, producing damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour, and as well as the potential, again, for up to tennis ball sized hail. This storm is moving down to the southeast as of right now. And again, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. We're only 20 likes away now from 300. If you haven't already hit the like button, there's over 400 people watching. So if you're one of those 400 that have not hit the like button, I would appreciate it. Helps our page out a lot. And this is a free service, and liking the live stream really helps our page a lot. Angel, I wouldn't really worry. Just some storms as of right now up in Dodge City. And the storm's producing extremely large hail. This area is where we're watching for tennis ball, potentially sized hail as of right now. So make sure, again, you're staying away from windows if you're in any of these areas. I know it's in a pretty rural area as of right now, but it will be going toward a bit more of a populated region. Again, that's going to be going toward Cactus as well as Dumas. Those are the areas included next in this warning. I just realized my microphone was on the wrong setting, so it might have actually been having a bit more of an echo, but that should be better now. If you guys notice any difference to my microphone, let me know in chat. I don't know if it's going to be any difference, but it might be a little bit better. James, they don't just target Texas, they actually target like every live stream. They also go into comment sections, but I have a filter that doesn't, allow that to happen. But there is on YouTube videos, there's a filter to have that, but for some reason on live streams, there isn't. So I don't know why, but. So this storm as of right now is just east of Dalhart. Again, this is going to be going toward Dumas pretty soon. It's the track as of right now. JWA, thank you for becoming a Stormy subscriber. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate you becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Enjoy your emojis and as well as the exclusive forecast. Again, we usually have exclusive forecasts for the members, so I haven't had any very recently, but I'll have more here coming up soon. Yeah, I appreciate you becoming a member. All right, the warning, by the way, for those in Dalhart is about to expire. Kind of already, self-explanatory, but we obviously have the big hail core again going toward Cactus and Dumas as well, so this will be heading down to the southeast. And a very dangerous cell right now. Again, going toward Cactus as well as Dumas. Highway 87 and 287. That's the area it's going as of right now. Arlen, this is actually a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a watch. It's also not a tornado or anything like that. This is, again, just a very large hailstorm as of right now, heading down to the southeast. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of lightning with this storm, without a doubt. A lot of lightning. Got a very large hail core. What we're looking at as of right now with this storm. The velocities, definitely some strong winds as of right now. That's the 909 update. The next radar update should be coming in here in a moment, so we will have another update on what we're looking at in terms of the hail and as well as what we're looking at in terms of the storm, in terms of velocities as well. Again, I'm not expecting a tornado threat with this, but we definitely have very strong winds, so we're watching that very closely. Here's the latest radar update. So still showing a lot of hail here. It's definitely a little bit of a weakening cell. Again, this will start to be heading into a more stable environment. So once that happens, this storm is not going to produce nearly as large of hail, but it still is posing a large hail threat. Hen egg sized hail is right now being warned for this storm, as well as that damaging wind threat upwards of 70 miles per hour. Again, that's heading down to the southeast toward Dumas as of right now, and just down to the southwest of Cactus. So Cactus might see even some quarter-sized hail that way. But the main area of the storm, again, is heading right now toward Highway 87 and as well as Highway 287. And here's a look at the velocities as of right now. Again, not any rotation, as I mentioned before, but you can see those brighter greens. That's representing that potential for, stronger winds. So just keep that in mind. Potentially as high as 70 miles per hour with this storm. And again, if you're new here, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're only one subscriber. Only one of you have to subscribe for us to hit 4,350. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Really helps our page out a lot. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. So if you do subscribe, you're not really missing out on anything. All right, thank you, Trex, as well as Philip and Faye E for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Appreciate you subscribing. No, there's not really any hooks with the cell. It's a pretty self-explanatory storm as of right now. By the way, for those that are in far northern portions of the Texas Panhandle near Stratford as well as Texoma, again, there's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and as well as some quarter-sized hail up that way. Again, we'll be going to these other storms at some point, but none of them are that severe. The main storm, again, is over here in Texas. That is a extremely dangerous supercell, again, producing damaging winds around 70 miles per hour as well as some hen egg-sized hail. And a very dangerous storm right now and down to the southeast. Again, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather, about any of the storms, anything for your location, just let me know in chat. Again, this is a very interactive stream, so if you have any questions, I'll definitely get to them in this forecast. All right, so again, this is the ongoing storm for those near Dumas and as well as just to the west, southwest of Cactus. Let me go track back on this storm. Give you an idea of where this is heading for those that might be just tuning in. Kind of give you an idea of if this storm is heading toward your location or not here over the next hour or two. So this is kind of the track as of right now. So Dumas right around 9:30, Fritch right around 10:23, Sanford right around 10:25, Boger right around 10:40, and the Panhandle right around 11:09. Those areas are next in line for this storm, again, as it heads down to the southeast. And Cactus will probably get hit by a little small hail core, possibly right around 9:30, 9:40 or so. That's kind of your timeline there. Sunray might just get dodged by the storm. It looks like you won't see that. At least the main part of it you won't see at all, but you won't probably see much in terms of at least severe weather. Should be staying down to your south. Yeah, that's going to be heading toward Highway 87 as well as 287 here over the next several minutes. Angel, this specific storm is not going toward Kansas. It is heading down to the southeast. By the way, thank you, Karma, as well as Christine, for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Kim, this storm is currently heading down to the south of you. It will actually not even get close to you. I think the storm will weaken out anyways before it ever would get to Oklahoma, but no, this is not really heading toward Oklahoma. There are storms back up here to the north that might go toward your direction, but that would probably only reach western Oklahoma. So I'm not expecting Oklahoma to see too much tonight in terms of severe weather. Tomorrow will be a better chance. If you have any questions about tomorrow's severe weather potential, make sure to check out my forecast that is out on YouTube. It just came out about an hour ago, so make sure to go check that out. There is a marginal risk for severe weather tonight, but at this point, it's a pretty low-end risk. Again, we have a low-end tornado threat still existing for those in western Kansas and as well as into central and southern Nebraska. There's also a low-end tornado threat still ongoing for those in Tennessee. But again, we've already seen 4 tornadoes today. We saw 1 in Tennessee. We saw 2 in Nebraska. And we also saw 1 in Florida over on the East Coast. I'm going to go double check real quick if we have any new tornado reports as of recently. I know there was a tornado warning in southern Nebraska when we came on air. I am not sure if that one has anything new on that one. So we have now 4 confirmed tornadoes and the one in, let's see, 4 confirmed tornadoes so far today. I don't see the 4th one though. Let's see. There was actually 2 confirmed tornadoes in Florida now. There was one at 22:05 UTC, which is 6:05 p.m. So there's one report at 6:05 p.m. and there's also one at 6:19 p.m. So there's possibly 2 tornadoes over there in Florida today. Just for those that might be curious on the tornadoes that we've seen today. Again, there was already 2 over in Nebraska. So as of right now, what we know is there was confirmed about an EF0 tornado. That's what we see. That's what at least the National Weather Service said for the one over, by the way, in Florida. All right, I have a new radar update. So the latest on this radar showing a pretty large hail core. Still, it's ongoing. Hen egg-sized hail, possibly a size baseball-sized hail right now heading toward Dumas, excuse me, and it's also producing, again, damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. Again, there has been a little bit of rotation with the cell, nothing that I'm concerned about as of right now, but main threat, again, going to be damaging winds, again, up to 70 miles per hour, as well as some hen egg-sized hails that moves down to the southeast. US, usually any tornado threat is always warned. Even if it's going to be an EF0, it always will be tornado warned because it poses, again, a damaging threat. Because circulative, like anything that's rotating in terms of debris, can get launched into windows and stuff like that. It can be dangerous. It can be deadly. Any tornado is dangerous, even if it's only an EF0 or EF1. They're very dangerous. EF0s can be anywhere from, as low, like 90 miles per hour, even less than that. It's still an EF0 tornado. It's still dangerous. I mean, damaging windstorms like this get warned, and they're 60 to plus miles per hour or 58 miles per hour or more. So, I mean, tornado warnings happen for really any storm that's rotating. No problem, Kim. Oh, you're good, Angel. You're gonna be fine tonight. Be prepared. No reason to be scared with any of these storms. Again, this live stream is not to create panic by any means. This is just to provide you with reliable information. Yeah, this is a very chill live stream. We're not trying to freak you out by any means, but want to make sure you're safe tonight. Just make sure you're prepared. That's the main thing you got to do. What's up with the temperature differences? What are you talking about, James? With the storm? Talking about the rain, cool air with the storm, or are you talking about just in general? Let me look at the METAR data right now. I don't know if there's any METAR sites up this way. Yeah, it's 82 right now, and Dumas, and as well as near Dalhart, 75. They didn't even see rain, by the way. So that is a bit high, actually, but they didn't really see any rain. But the rain, cool air can spread out for miles, so that's possibly what it's picking up. Where was the one in Tennessee? It was north of Jackson somewhere, Scott. It was brief. It was observed by a trained weather spotter. As of right now, I don't have any other details for you. I'm assuming it's probably brief and weak. That's what it sounded like. So, as of right now, that's what we know. In general, here in Texas, yeah, there's a pretty big temperature difference. Let me put on the temperature map real quick. Just to look at as of right now. I mean, it is evening, so it's like 82, 83 up here, 75 at the very far northern portions of the Panhandle. I mean, it's only 85 over at DFW right now. Temperature difference, though, overall is more of a, like, for example, tomorrow or going into like this weekend or something like that, it's going to be 100 degrees in DFW in comparison to possibly 110 to 115 in central Texas and as well as western Texas. So it's definitely going to be a lot warmer in those areas, but temperature difference isn't actually that significant. There isn't really any cold front either, so Not all the time, Angel. Not you know, that's not a complete fact. It doesn't always happen. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button, by the way. We're only 15 likes away from 350. I would appreciate if you hit the like button. Really helps our page out a lot. If you are new here, make sure to consider subscribing. Again, it's completely free here. We're only 25 subscribers away from 4,400. Would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody tuning in as well. Again, this is a free live coverage. Keep you up there with the latest, again, with severe weather. Again, in the Panhandle of Texas and as well as anywhere in the southern and central plains. We're watching all the storms very closely tonight. This is the main cell as of right now. We'll go to the other ones if this one starts to kind of weaken out a bit, but as of right now, this will be the main storm we're watching as of right now. There's still a low-end tornado threat tonight for some storms. This is not really one of them that will have any tornado threat, but again, the main tornado threat's going to be back up in Kansas and Nebraska tonight. In North Texas, I don't think there's that much of a the temperature difference though up that way, or over there. I shouldn't say up that way. It's not really up. It's kind of down from this area, but yeah, I don't think it's that dramatic, to be honest. I don't think there's that much of a difference over that way. Again, for those that are just tuning in, for those and Dumas, and as well as just to the southwest of Cactus and southwest of Sunray, we have an ongoing cell. It has a history of producing potentially as high as tennis ball sized hail. This is again where your hail core is as of right now. And yeah, it's producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as head sized hail. Again, it's setting down to the southeast. I'll put a track back on it just in case you're just tuning in and you want to know a bit more information about where this is heading. Again, this is kind of your track at this point. So Dumas right around 932, Fritch right around 1025, Sanford 1026, Panhandle right around 1112, and eventually White Deer right around 1121. Again, that's an estimated time of arrival, and this storm also could possibly weaken as it heads down to the southeast, and it has been a little bit. So it's going to be heading into a bit more of a stable atmosphere eventually, but as of right now, it's still maintaining a pretty good amount of severity to it as of right now. We're getting our next radar update actually as of right now, so a little bit more information about what this is looking at right now. And latest radar update, still showing a pretty decent cell as of right now. Again, still a lot of large hail here. Not nearly as large as before, as I kind of mentioned before. It's down to about hen egg sized hail. But it is definitely still producing that potential for up to hen egg sized hail. Not baseball or tennis ball, but it's definitely around hen egg as of right now. It's also actually existing up here to the north as of right now as well, going maybe toward Cactus. So those in Cactus might have to be on alert for maybe some large hail up that way as well. And again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour are still ongoing with this storm. We're still watching. Again, these are the winds going away from the radar, going toward the radar. And again, very strong winds. I'm not expecting, again, any rotation with this storm, but definitely a lot of strong winds. So it's brighter colors representing the potential for damaging winds around 70 miles per hour. So just keep that in mind. And the storm's heading down to the southeast as of right now. US, I do not. And if I were to, it would be very expensive. I'm not big enough page or anything like that to be able to have that sort of stuff. Hopefully one day, though, if I'm able to become big enough, I'll be able to afford that sort of stuff. Usually those sort of licensing things cost like $500 to $750 a month, out of that range. So it is very expensive. I definitely don't have enough money for that. Saw a tornado warning cell to the east of Jonesboro, Arkansas. What was that from earlier, you mean? Because there was one. Okay, so the cell that had a tornado possibly in Tennessee was a cell that kind of newly developed to the northwest of Jackson, Mississippi, or not Mississippi, excuse me, Jackson, Tennessee, and started moving off to the east. So, kind of what we saw. You used to live in this area? Yeah, this is an area that is prone to these sort of storms. But again, hen egg sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is nothing to be messing with. Again, that's heading toward Dumas as of right now, just to the southwest of Cactus. By the way, thank you, DT, Crystal, and as well as Sean for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you subscribing. We're only 17 subscribers away from 4,400. I would appreciate. I know we have 350 people watching. A lot of you are probably not subscribed. Make sure to hit that red button down below. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. Keep you up there with the latest again with all the severe weather tonight, and we'll have another live stream most likely tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Hey, Granny, how you doing? I appreciate that. No problem at all. Have a great night, and I hope to see you as well tomorrow. I might be live tomorrow as well. So there's an enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow across portions of the central and southern plains. So I will likely be live at some point tomorrow evening as well. So, and if I do go live tomorrow night, for those that are regulars here, I will probably be going live around sometime around 7 or 8 o'clock central. So. Hey, I appreciate them. I appreciate it. Yeah, my style, I don't know anything about Ryan Hall. I've said that a bunch of times. I know a lot of you guys watch him because I get that sort of data, but I honestly, I don't have any clue about him. I really have never watched him. I know a lot of you guys, I know some of the people said he's like really dramatic and stuff, which again, I have no opinion on him. I've never watched him. I can't give an opinion, but again, I do my own thing. I like to keep everybody calm. This is not a stream that's going to make you panic. It's just to give you the information that you need to know. Again, the best thing that you can do with these sort of storms is be prepared. That's what you got to do. No reason to be scared about these sort of storms. You just got to be prepared at this point. It's what the best thing that you can do with any of these storms. And again, staying away from windows in this sort of storm is the best thing that you can do, and stay in an interior room. What you got to do. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and headache sized hail will be possible. Again, going toward Dumas as of right now. And this storm's had a history of producing tennis ball sized hail. no problem with that. Pettis, if I'm saying the name right, appreciate you tuning in though. From Nashville, Tennessee. I do actually, I saw there was a little brief tornado out in western central Tennessee earlier. At least observed by a weather spotter. It was very brief, but there was that. Angel, it's going to be low. If you want more information though on that for tomorrow, check out my latest YouTube video. Again, it was uploaded about an hour ago. You can just click on my main page and you'll see that latest YouTube video. No problem, Christian. Appreciate you staying tuned. Circles on the map. You mean these like rotating circles? If you're talking about that, that's just like radar indicated rotation, like by this like software basically. It's not usually that accurate, but in this case, it's not accurate at all. But don't just kind of disregard it. I have it on just in case there is a cell rotating. Kind of gives you an idea if there's actually rotation. Sometimes they'll pick up on these like little specks. I'll kind of show you. Sometimes they'll actually it's not even pick up on anything. It's kind of weird, but sometimes they'll pick up on something that might be tight, like this over here, for example. It sometimes does that. So. But a lot of the time it's a bit more useful when there's actually a tornado threat. In this particular storm, I'm not seeing that much of a tornado threat. It's not impossible, but it's pretty low. Yeah, I have a lot of people that watch, by the way, from outside of Texas or any of these storms, so don't be scared to be watching this live stream. I'm pretty used to it. I got you, Tomato. Yeah, again, I have no clue. I only have heard what people have said in the stream. 17 degrees in Lubbock. Yeah, the last couple of years, there's been some pretty significant snow events and ice events in North Texas, and as well as even the Panhandle. Obviously, we had the big ice storm, or really the big freeze, I should say, across Texas a couple of years ago. But the black circles? There's no. You mean like the black colors here, like this? That's indicative of very large hail and also the potential for heavy rain. So that's really just the reflectivity, the DBZ values, which just kind of indicates how much rain we're seeing. As well as, again, hen egg sized hail is most known to be falling in those areas that have those darker circles, or darker colors as well. Here's the latest radar update. So we have a big, actually, update. A pretty large hail core, again, right along Highway 87 as of right now. Might just stay barely to the south of Dumas as of right now. That might be a possibility, but this is, again, heading off to the east-southeast. And the hail core does extend all the way back up near Cactus. A lot of this hail up here is probably smaller, probably closer to like quarter or even penny size or maybe even dime sized hail, that range. There's obviously some larger hail though down this way. You can see that's much larger hail. The black colors representing your very large hailstones. So again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you're staying away from windows if you're in the storm, and as well as in an interior room. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour can be destructive. And as well as the hen egg sized hail threat can also be destructive. All right, thank you, Eric, and as well as AJ for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Yeah, building a shelter is always a good idea. By the way, if you ever need a shelter, make sure to check out Patriot Safe Rooms. It's actually one of our sponsors. I believe the link is in the description, but make sure to check him out. He's a very reliable in terms of that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people have a demand about that here in the southern plains. See you later, Angel. Appreciate you tuning in. 64 in Rhode Island right now, is it? That's nice. 64 is actually kind of cool to me. By the way, thank you, Steve, as well, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. And here's a look at that hail core as of right now, just to the west of Dumas. Again, producing hen egg sized hail and damaging winds around 70 miles per hour. Okay, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather, you can leave those in the chat. Again, this is a very interactive stream. And again, we're only about 10 subscribers. We're actually 9 subscribers now away from 4,400. So if you have not hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. It takes 2 seconds. And again, we do live streams like this all the time, so it really does help out my page a lot. I know like 80% of you probably aren't subscribed. It would really help out our page a lot, though, if you hit that subscribe button. It's the red button down below. It's free to do. And again, we do live streams like this all the time. We only need 9 of you. 9 if you have to subscribe. We'll be at that goal. Our next goal after that will be 4,500, which I don't think we'll hit today, but never know. It's only been 1.5 hours streaming. We've actually gained, I think, about 100. Yeah, all the sponsors on my page are weather related. That was actually not intentional, but usually that's the more demanding thing anyways. The sponsors really make these streams and stuff like that possible, so. Again, I do live streams like every day, so one of those live streams. I'll have a live stream most likely tomorrow. Again, for those that are regulars, I'll have a live stream probably tomorrow night, sometime around 7 to 9 o'clock tomorrow. I will probably have one as well. I'll probably definitely have one, I think, on Wednesday and Thursday as well. I may have a live stream as well on Friday, but not sure yet. So that's kind of my plan at this point. Yeah, it was definitely a very cold week. I moved out literally the week before that happened, by the way. That big freeze. I was lucky. Yeah, Kim, there was tennis ball sized hail at one point. It was in a bit more of a rural area. It crossed over a highway 54 at one point, but that's what happened at this point. Going back to the velocities as of right now, again, we got some strong winds going away from the radar. Nothing in terms of rotation, but very damaging winds still up to 70 miles per hour is possible with this storm. 62 in Washington. Nice. That is definitely cold to me. Anything below 75 degrees is kind of cold to me nowadays. It's kind of weird. I'm very used to warmer weather. Definitely agree with that, James. Willie, I don't think this will make it to Childress. It's kind of a long ways until Childress. It's going in that path, but I just don't think it'll make it that far south. I mean, the chances of that happening are extremely low. I feel like it's a very stable atmosphere, and I don't think it'll make it that far south, but you never know. It won't, if it does make it that far south, it'd probably just be like a shower or very weak storm, but I just don't think it'll get there. Don't overwork myself? Nah, that's fine. I think I've already streamed about 45 or 50 hours in the past like 10 days. Adriana, this is in the northern Texas Panhandle as of right now. As well as Michael, this is in the northern Texas Panhandle. Hey Veronica, how you doing? Welcome. 1920s, I actually started doing weather when I was 3. Funny story, I'll probably make a video on this at some point because it's pretty interesting, but when I was 3, I would actually have the weather channel on my TV, and instead of watching cartoons like most people, I would have it on the TV. I'd be watching the weather channel, and I'd just be kind of pointing my hand, like showing like what's going on, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how I got into weather and whatnot. Like I'd be pretending like I was one of those people on the TV. That's why I like doing broadcast meteorology, by the way, all that sort of stuff. Yes, US, that's correct. The hail is most prominent in those black and as well as the white areas in this part of the storm. That's what that indicates, and as well as very heavy rain. Seeking, this is pretty far north of Lubbock. I don't expect anything down that way tonight. This is, again, north of Amarillo. It's near Dumas as of right now. Steve, this is not going toward Arkansas. No, you're clear for tonight in terms of this storm, at least. I don't think Arkansas will see much tonight. There's a couple storms developing out that way, but those are not anywhere near this storm, obviously. This is in the Texas Panhandle. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Welcome back. Yes, Nash, you're correct. Sorry, I missed your message. By the way, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you subscribing. We're only 1 subscriber away from 4,400 subscribers. If you've not hit that subscribe button, we only need 1 of you. There's over 300 people watching. Only 1 of you have to hit the subscribe button for us to hit 4,400. I would appreciate if you do hit the subscribe button. Again, we do live streams like this literally all the time. You're not going to miss anything if you hit the subscribe button. Again, here's the latest radar update showing the hail core. Again, this is the main area right here, just southwest now of Dumas. And again, that's heading toward Highway 287. And we got another little hail core developing up back here west of 287, just to the southwest of Cactus. So we got a couple of areas now with hail cores. This is going to be probably closer to $half size. This is likely closer to hen egg size, maybe even a little bit larger than that, possibly as high as baseball sized hail. Also, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. That main threat is going to be in this area here where the strong downdrafts are most prominent. So, that in mind. No problem, Adriana. Appreciate that. No problem, Seeking. Yeah, this won't go anywhere towards Lubbock. This will stay well off to the north. Yeah, Arkansas won't see much tonight. only marginally severe weather is expected out that way. I mean, even this isn't, again, the northern Texas Panhandle, and this area is barely under the marginal risk. If we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook, it's pretty interesting. So this is the day 2. This is the day 1, though. You can see this is barely in the marginal risk right now. And again, this will be kind of riding right along that marginal risk, but pretty interesting. It is barely in there, barely. I just turned off the wrong thing. Yeah. There's a slight risk for severe weather in the same area tomorrow, by the way, so I appreciate that, Kim. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Appreciate you subscribing as well. Again, if I missed any of you new subscribers, I do apologize. Sometimes they don't show up, or they show up a little bit late. So they might show up a little bit late. I do appreciate you subscribing. 74 in West Virginia? Guessing that WV is West Virginia, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, Haley, nothing in Houston tonight. You are completely fine, probably for the next several days as well. There will again be an enhanced risk for severe weather in the Central Plains tomorrow. Southern Plains also have a good chance for severe weather. That does include far northern North Texas, by the way. So if you want more information on that, again, you can check out our latest YouTube video. Has the latest details on that. Yes, Haley, you are good. Sounds good, Christian. I just subscribed because you told me to. I appreciate it. Hey, I do videos like this all the time in live stream, so again, if you subscribe, you're not missing out on anything. I would like to hit 4,500 subscribers tonight. That'd be really cool. If you haven't already subscribed, again, I know a lot of you watching probably haven't hit the red button down below. I'm going to say it a lot tonight, but I do appreciate if you do hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support our page above and beyond, you can become a member for as little as $2.99 per month. You get a chat badge with a little lightning logo, and as well as you also get exclusive emojis and exclusive weather forecasts here on our YouTube channel. Click the top link in the description and become a member. Again, it helps our page out a lot. We run this pretty much full time, so I do live streams again pretty much every night. All right, let's see. No, it's not really a hook. It looks like almost like a false hook. It's not really a hook though. Again, even if it was a hook, the rotation is just so weak. You can see that there's really nothing that I'm looking at in terms of rotation. There's your strong winds right there. That's really, although this is where your strong winds are as of right now, though. Again, I'm not seeing anything that would make me consider that there's actually rotation with this. Very weak low-level shear, so I'm not really expecting a tornado threat tonight. Michelle, Tennessee tomorrow. You might see some severe weather. I know you're under a marginal risk, but I don't expect too much in terms of like tornado threat. I think maybe some damaging winds or large hail out that way. We have a new mesocyclone discussion for these storms. Let me go and take a look at what's going on there. So we have a new mesocyclone discussion again for this area here. This is the purple shaded area. Again, it's not a watch. It just kind of gives you an idea of what's going on right now. So the Storm Prediction Center says an intense supercell is likely producing very large hail across the northern panhandle. Again, that's this storm ongoing here. So as of right now, the moderate to locally strong buoyancy and effective shear of 30 to 40 knots are currently supporting this intense storm with additional development immediately north of this storm. Instability remains strong downstream, but CIN values, basically meaning a cap, will also begin to increase with time due to nocturnal cooling. And the longevity of this supercell remains uncertain. However, if a large cluster is able to form, then severe weather may spread further into southeastward across Texas, the Texas Panhandle. So a new watch or local watch extension may be needed, depending on how short-term trends over the next 30 to 60 minutes occur. So we may see a new severe thunderstorm watch. Basically, that's what that means across the Panhandle. That's a possibility. Over the next several minutes, so just keep that in mind. We might see a new severe thunderstorm watch. We're now back up to tennis ball sized hail with this storm, by the way. So this is again a very dangerous storm ongoing west of Dumas. So new threat again up to tennis ball sized hail. The storm is continuing to pose a very significant threat of severe weather. Sorry, I missed some questions. If I do miss your question, by the way, just make sure to post it again or any comment or anything like that. I might miss it. Nope, Christian, we're still live. I appreciate that, Trex. Appreciate that a lot. Max velocity. There you go, Cody. Again, new for those that are just tuning in, we're now up to tennis ball sized hail again with this cell near Dumas. And it's going right now toward Highway 287. Do I think severe weather will occur in Minnesota tomorrow? Probably not, unless you're in like far southern Minnesota. That'd be about it, though. By the way, thank you, Don, Kevin, Mike, Hill, Andrew, John, Robert, and Kate Lee. I'm probably not saying that name right, but I appreciate you guys all subscribing. I appreciate that. Welcome. Appreciate it. Minnesota's not looking at anything today. Again, that most of the severe weather action right now is in the southern and central plains right now. Again, we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as up to tennis ball sized hail right now for those in the northern Texas Panhandle. Again, this is heading down to the southeast. Brandon, I don't even know who that is. Yes, Pat, I just went over the mesocyclone discussion, so for those that are just tuning in, again, it's uncertain of how long this storm will last or any other storms, but there may be a new severe thunderstorm watch issued. Again, this might continue to move down to the southeast. This actually may go toward Amarillo, kind of in that direction. So those in Amarillo, definitely make sure you're still prepared and take those proper precautions tonight, because the storm will be going down that way. Brandon, I'm not entirely sure. I don't have access to that with this software. Raid, there probably will be some sort of isolated severe weather in southern Minnesota tomorrow. On the low end, though. Christian, there was originally tornado warnings when this live stream first began, so that's why. I don't usually change my thumbnail. Usually it stays the same throughout. And Minnesota's not seeing anything tonight. Steve, I just don't think so. Houston's not seeing anything tonight. Haley. Again, for those that are just tuning in, we have an ongoing threat of damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and as well as up to tennis ball sized hail just to the south of Dumas as of right now, right along Highway 287. I'm going to check real quick if there's any other significant severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't believe there is. This is, again, the main cell. 70 miles per hour up in southern central Nebraska. And as of right now, that's our main warning. There's also a warning, I think, over here in Kansas City still. All right, we'll go back to the storm. Just making sure there's no other warnings as of right now. All right, thank you, Bernard, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Haley, I've said it like 17 times. You're fine. You asked the question again. I'm just going to have to time you up because I've kind of said it multiple times. Yeah, this storm might go toward Amarillo again. It's going to be kind of going in that almost that direction. Let me put a little timing guide on this again for those that might be just tuning in. Just look at that storm right now. And it's going about 30 miles per hour. And this might be a little bit far south than what it's actually going. It might be going a little bit further to the east. But Fritch right around 1019, Panhandle 1105, and Claude right around 1134. Let me put another track on this and make it a little bit more directional. I'm going to put it a little bit further to the southeast. This is more of a conservative estimate. It could very well go a bit further to the south, but that's unknown at this point. But Fritch 1020, Sanford right around 1022, Boger right around 1036, Panhandle right around 1105, White Deer 1115, and Claude right around 1132, and as well as Groom 1140 or 1141, excuse me. Skellytown will be probably right around 11 o'clock as well. So again, that's the track and timing there on the left side of your screen with this storm. It might go toward Amarillo again. It's a possibility. Doesn't matter who he is. I've never even heard of him. But Rick, I do not. I really have never even looked into it, but no, I do not use Radar Omega. This is the only radar I really use. You're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nice. I think Tulsa might be seeing a little bit of storms later tonight. It's definitely a possibility. Definition of slight is much more different than mine. Hey, everybody's interpretation of that sort of stuff does definitely depend. Steve, maybe? Is it like an abbreviation for something? And this is the track and timing on the left side of your screen. The storm is currently producing up to tennis ball size tail, and again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Again, it's heading down to the southeast. Again, we'll be keeping a close eye on the storm as it heads down to the southeast. This is south of Cactus now. Again, Fritch, Sanford will be next in the storm track for this. It's going about basically right along Highway 287 as of right now. And again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. We're only 9 likes away from 425. And again, make sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel. We are closing in on 4,500 subscribers, so would appreciate if you're one of those subscribers here on YouTube channel. Hey, Princess, how you doing? Welcome. Let's see. JCP, this is over in the Texas Panhandle right now, north of Amarillo. It's kind of what we're looking as of right now. Again, this is the main storm on our radar as of right now. Producing, again, up to tennis ball size tail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Here's the latest radar update. Again, your timing is on the left side of your screen. For those that might be in the path of this, Amarillo may get hit by the storm, but as of right now, it should stay off to your north. Again, the Storm Prediction Center just came out with a mesocyclone discussion, basically indicating that if there's a possibility, there is a possibility, again, for maybe a severe thunderstorm watch, depending on what the trends happen, basically over the next 30 to 60 minutes. So we very well could see maybe a severe thunderstorm watch for the northern Texas Panhandle. See. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brandon. Yeah, honestly, I love doing what I'm doing right now. It's definitely, I love doing like this interaction sort of stuff. You know, if I could do this full time, that'd even be better. But, you know, if it does end up coming down to doing broadcast meteorology on TV, I'm definitely down for that as well. I love doing all the broadcast meteorology sort of stuff. This is obviously what I like to do as well. Live streaming these weather events. I enjoy honestly more, but I will do either. This one obviously might not make enough money for that, but we'll see. US, I've been doing live streams since I've technically started live streams back in like April of 2020. I didn't start doing actual like live streams like this in the southern and central plains up until like last week. I started doing YouTube ones though back at the beginning of April of this year. What's my prediction track record? What do you mean by that? Like my overall, like how accurate I am? I'm usually very accurate. You can ask anybody that watches this page. I'm usually almost always accurate in terms of severe weather. Not to brag, by the way. I'm just, most of the time, I'm usually pretty right about stuff in terms of the weather world. I appreciate that, Rainy. By the way, I appreciate KD as well as Michael for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. This storm is currently heading down to the southeast as of right now. That is the track. Again, this is in the Texas Panhandle and producing up to baseball-sized hail, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. We also had a report, by the way, of 62-mile-per-hour wind gust over in Hodgman County, Kansas as well, near Gray. So that's a new update there. Moving back to the velocities on the storm. I haven't looked at that in a few seconds, or a few minutes, I should say. So yeah, again, very strong winds, no rotation, but we're still looking at winds upwards of 70 miles per hour potentially. It's warned for 70 miles per hour. The winds on radar are estimated right around 70 or 60, I mean, so. But it definitely could be as high as 70. Yeah, so the only reason why I push up my glasses, I do this a lot. I'm going to get new glasses pretty soon, but these ones just keep they slip every like 2 minutes. It's really annoying. Yeah, this storm is definitely a very dangerous storm. The hail threat is obviously the most prominent. Again, very large hail is going to be possible with this storm again as it heads down to the southeast. I'll have to get more water here. I always have water handy. And this is our ongoing self-producing damaging winds of 70 miles per hour. Again, up to tennis ball sized hail near Highway 287. So, setting down to the southeast as of right now. We're only 13 likes away, by the way, from 400 or 450, I mean. So if you haven't already hit the like button, I would appreciate it. Christian, I'll probably go live tomorrow as well. I'm not sure when, but I'll probably go live as well then. No, Haley, there's no tornado with the storm. The rotation's been fairly non-existent at this point. It's not really rotating at this point. I'm not concerned about a tornado threat with this storm as of right now. Dangerous cell right now, south of Dumas right now, heading down to the southeast. No tornado warnings as of right now. We're going to be watching that very closely to see if there's any ongoing. We have a new cell, by the way, up here that's producing 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts east of McCook. That area's been seeing a lot of severe weather over there in southern Nebraska recently. I appreciate that, Christian. Winnie, you can do whatever you want. I really don't care. Appreciate that, Jill. Severe, so tornado threat for tonight, you mean, for Wichita? Because tonight it's pretty low. I don't really expect much of a tornado threat for Wichita, but far western Kansas and southwestern Nebraska has a very low-end chance tonight. There will be a higher tornado threat tomorrow in far northern Kansas and southern Nebraska. Again, if you want more details on tomorrow's severe weather event, you can check out our latest forecast here on our YouTube channel against our latest video. We just posted it not too long ago, about an hour or so ago, maybe 2 hours ago now. JCP, I don't think so. On Thursday? I don't think so. There might be something, but it would probably be like a marginal risk, if anything, for North Texas. But on tomorrow, there will be a possibility like Wednesday morning for maybe a strong storm along the Red River. But that'd be about it. It won't reach DFW, I don't think. At this point, at least. Again, the latest radar update, by the way, showing that area of hail as of right now, right along Highway 287, just north of 354. Again, that black area representing very large hailstones upwards of potentially baseball-sized hail. I think the hail threat's going to be going down a little bit now. Velocities are still very strong. Those bright green colors representing very strong wind gusts right now heading down to the southeast. Again, that's right along Highway 87. And again, hail core is very large still as of right now. That's again heading down to the southeast. It'll eventually go toward Boger, the Panhandle, Rich, Skellytown, as well as White Deer. It should just stay to the north of Amarillo, but there's obviously always a possibility that does go a little bit closer to Amarillo than what it already is as of right now. Again, the storm's heading down to the southeast, but definitely not out of the question. It could go toward the Texas Panhandle tonight. By the way, thank you, Arthur, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, James, I do agree with that. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning, which actually I don't think includes Amarillo, and does not, but it includes basically far just north of Amarillo. This is now for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as golf ball sized hail. So our threat levels have gone down a little bit more with this storm. Now it's over to golf ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Now that could always change. It could go higher, or it could go lower once the storm approaches the new warning. But those included is going to be Bogar, excuse me, as well as Fritch, Sanford, as well as Four-Way, Masterson, Lake Meredith, as well as Pantex. Those areas are included in this new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as golf ball sized hail will be possible. I appreciate it, Jill. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate that, Valerie. Appreciate you tuning in. I know a lot of people do watch from outside of the regions I usually cover, but I do appreciate you tuning in. Haley, no, it won't. Yeah, this storm's heading down to the southeast as of right now. And let's go take a look at the other storms real quick. There's also a couple of other storms back out to the north near Elkhart producing quarter-sized hail. We got another quarter-sized hailstorm and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour just north of Texoma. That storm is starting to weaken, though. There's also a storm producing quarter-sized hail near Moscow right now. That's right along Highway 56. And I believe that's for the most part it. We have one near Kansas City as well. It's quarter-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour with that storm. We're going to change the radar site real quick and go to this storm. Man, we were right. We were in Texas a second ago. I'm just going through the other storms real quick, and we'll go back to Texas again in a second. If you have any questions about any of the other storms, you can always let me know as well. But this is a storm right now near Overland, just southwest of Kansas City, producing quarter-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. That is a very populated area there, right along Interstate 35. We also got another storm up here to the north. that is off to the east of McCook. This is a fairly rural area. And let's see if I can find a radar site. This might be the closest one. This is just to the, basically over Alma right now, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And that's near Oxford as of right now, and as well as Stanford. That storm's heading off to the east as well. We had a very dangerous storm up here in central Nebraska as well, near Broken Bow. This is producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as some ping pong ball sized hail. You can see the storm right now near Callaway. They'll be going toward Oconto pretty soon. And this is basically in the areas of Burr Oak, Arnold, and as well as Comno Road, Buckeye, Pleasant Hill. Those areas are included in this warning. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as some ping pong ball sized hail is possible with this storm. Here's a look at the velocities, by the way, and there's a little bit of rotation possibly with this. As of right now, we're not looking at any. This is probably the area where we might see a low end tornado threat, so definitely not out of the question with a storm like this. We'll watch that one pretty closely and see what happens from there. There's also another severe thunderstorm warning over in Colorado. I'll go to that real quick, and then we'll go back down to Texas. This is producing basically damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, which seems to actually be expiring here shortly. So nothing really with that storm. Let's go back down to Texas. And again, if you have any questions about any of the storms ongoing, you can definitely let me know in chat. Again, we'll be going over all the storms here throughout this live stream. This is, again, the main storm as of right now, producing damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for golf ball sized hail. Severe thunderstorm warning behind it that was producing, again, tennis ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is about to expire. So we'll be looking at the main warning as of right now, going basically toward Amarillo. It's kind of the direction at this point. Hunter, this was not going toward Denton County, so. Yeah, DFW staying dry tonight. Nothing for DFW. You might see storms again maybe tomorrow, like Wednesday morning. Again, for more details on that, watch my latest forecast. We just uploaded it a couple of hours ago, so go check that out. You can just click the channel tab and watch that video. Hey, Sonic, appreciate you subscribing as well. If I do miss any subscribers, I do apologize. They sometimes pop up late as well, so. We're only 11 subscribers, by the way, away from 4,450. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. In Kentucky, I don't think Kentucky's seen a whole lot. Looks like just some rain up in Kentucky right now. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, and this is where your hail core is as of right now, just to the east now of Highway 287. That area right there, producing, again, potentially up to golf ball sized hail. That's heading basically toward Fritch as of right now. And that storm, again, may go toward Amarillo. It's definitely a possibility here as it moves down to the south. I appreciate that, James. Appreciate that you like these streams. I'm glad. I'm just going to zoom out real quick. I don't think there's any other warnings as of right now. And yep, this is the main warning. So a little bit of a lull in the action so far. Again, severe weather may intensify over the next couple of hours, especially in portions of western Kansas as well. I'm going to take a look at the future radar real quick. I haven't looked at the future radar here in a little bit. See what we're looking at in terms of severe weather for the rest of the night. And yeah, there'll be maybe some more storms over the next couple of hours, especially in Kansas. Again, that tornado threat will be most prominent probably over the next hour or so, especially up that way. So we'll watch those storms again pretty closely as well. This is, again, the main storm north of Amarillo as of right now, moving down to the southeast. All right, I'm going to take a real quick break. If you have any questions, again, make sure to let me know. This will be like a 1-minute break, so I'll be back basically in a second. So just make sure to stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Take a quick page it'll redirect you to a membership page. For as little as $2.99 per month, you can become a member on our YouTube channel, which includes exclusive forecasts, and as well as a chat badge in both the live streams and comment section, and some emojis to go along with it, which you can use in live streams and as well as in our comment section. I'll also give you a shout out here on stream. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 seconds. All right, I am back, and yeah, for whatever reason, my internet is kind of bugging out again. Hopefully, it might be back to normal. Hopefully. My bitrate apparently is low. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Do I sound clear? Yeah, I have to fix. I don't know what's going on with that, but for whatever reason, it's been happening the last couple of days. I'll have to probably reset my router or something like that. Yeah, I think that happened. I saw that when I left. For whatever reason that happened. But thank you, Joe, as well as Rakesh. Hopefully I'm saying the name right, as well as Mark for subscribing. I appreciate you guys. Welcome. Do I sound normal again? Do I sound good? Looks like I'm fine. You're good? Okay, cool. All right, so we have our ongoing severe thunderstorm warning again for those that are north of Amarillo. Again, this is producing damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour and as well as golf ball sized hail. And again, that's heading down to the southeast. That's our main cell as of right now. Going back up to the north, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. This is a very small area, but basically just to the east of Elkhart, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and as well as up to $half sized hail will be possible with this storm. Pretty large hail core right there east of Elkhart. So definitely a area to watch as that moves out to the east and far southwestern Kansas and the Oklahoma Panhandle. And back up to the north, we have a couple of other storms ongoing. Again, these are up in Nebraska. This is our other storm that's producing upwards of ping pong ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. And this storm is also, again, very severe. That's heading down to the south right now. It'll eventually go toward Eddyville and Sumner. So those areas definitely under the gun for this storm. And again, that's in Callaway as of right now. Hail up to the size of ping pong balls has already been reported by a co-op observer. So that is a report that we've seen there. And there's obviously the ongoing threat for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour with this storm near Oxford and as well as Huntley and as well as Alma. And those are our main warnings as of right now. We have basically 5 severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now. And again, the main one is up here in the Texas Panhandle. So it's our main storm down here. I call you Steve? My name's not Steve, so I don't know why you would call me Steve. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. Sorry, I might have missed a question. Cheryl, I don't think there's a wall cloud with this. If there was a wall cloud, there would be rotation, which there really is no rotation with this storm. There's definitely damaging winds, though. It might be like a shelf cloud. You might be confusing it. It's probably a shelf cloud. Might be indicative of a outflow boundary or something like that, which looks like there's an outflow boundary, so that makes sense. I appreciate that, Kim. Sorry, I don't know if you're still here, but I do appreciate that. Have a great night. Latest radar update still showing a pretty large hail core here. Again, that's just off to the east of Highway 287. Moving down to the southeast as of right now. Again, they'll be going and pretty much approaching areas like Fritch, as well as probably going toward Amarillo. This storm is kind of diving right now down to the south, so we definitely could see the storm going toward Amarillo pretty soon. Welcome back, Adriana. Yeah, it's probably just a shelf cloud. This is kind of being lifted up with an outflow boundary right now, so that'd be probably what it is. Southwest Weather Control Center. Was that another name suggestion? I did not mean to pull that up. Again, here's a look at the hail core as of right now. It's going down to the southeast. Right now, that's going toward Fritch and eventually possibly toward Amarillo. So if this does go toward Amarillo, it definitely could be dangerous for those in that area. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Possible. Golf ball size hail is also a possibility. Yeah, if you're new here, we're only 6 subscribers away from 4,450. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. Again, we do live streams like this basically every day, especially for these severe weather events across central and southern plains. Again, this storm is right now in the Texas Panhandle. It's heading possibly toward Amarillo. So those in Amarillo, definitely make sure you're getting prepared. Make sure you take those proper precautions just in case. Amarillo is not under potential for severe weather today. So definitely an area that may not be already ready for this sort of event. Not a weather stream without the bots. That is true. All right, that fixed. Cool. All right, here's a look at that cell, by the way. It's now down to ping pong ball sized hail, but it's still producing, again, pretty hefty threats as it heads down to the southeast. Not nearly as prominent as it was once. Again, it was up to tennis ball sized hail at one point. It is now back down to about ping pong ball sized hail. We've seen this storm kind of recycle and get stronger and weaker at times, but again, that's going to be going possibly toward Amarillo. Let me see what the track has been over the last several minutes here. The idea of if this is actually kind of diving toward Amarillo. As of right now, it's kind of going in that direction. You can kind of see over the last several minutes, it is kind of diving down to the south as of right now. See, it's diving down to the south as of right now. Again, if you are seeing any bot messages in the chat, just ignore them. I cannot do anything about it. It's YouTube's thing. Unfortunately, it's not really anything I can do much more than what I'm already doing. So, like, most of you guys are smart enough to be able to not, you know, fall for those stupid links, but it is very annoying. All right, here's a look at that radar. Let me go ahead and put a track on this. It looks like it's actually maybe going toward Amarillo. Hopefully YouTube fixes that issue, though. It's really annoying in live streams. I can't do really anything about it. All right, here's a track on it. The only thing I could actually do is put it in members only chat, but I don't have enough members to even do that. And plus, it's just, I don't want people to be paying to send me questions and stuff like that. So as of right now, the Panhandle is in the track for about 10:59, and then Claude right around 11:29. Amarillo, if you do get hit, it's going to be right around 11 o'clock. So that's your timing if it does get to that location. You'll probably at least hear some thunder and lightning, but if not, you might actually see the storm also go toward your location. So that's the timing as of right now as it heads down to the south. Gant, I don't know, but it is really annoying. Thank you, Trevia. I appreciate that. Appreciate you liking and subscribing. We're only 24 likes, by the way, away from 500. So if you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate it. I appreciate that, Magnificent. I'll definitely consider it. I'm still not set on a name change yet, but we'll see. Rainy, I think 750, possibly. Let me double check. Can look real quick. Again, this storm is going to be going toward Amarillo pretty soon. That's kind of the direction it's going, so definitely make sure if you're in Amarillo, just be prepared for this storm. It might miss you, it might hit you, but I would definitely be prepared for it. My like record is 763. That was almost a 7-hour live stream. Just to put it in perspective, this stream has been only going for about 2 hours, and I already have like over half of that. So definitely a possibility that we can hit that like record, but yeah, this will be a close call for Amarillo without a doubt. Yeah, this will be going toward Lake Meredith as well. Appreciate that, Kevin. Appreciate it. Oh, do they, Emily? Yeah, this storm, it should just stay off to the west and south of there. And this storm has been falling apart a bit, so we'll see how long it can last as it moves down to the south again. It's going to be going toward a bit more of a stable atmosphere. So, my opinion, I don't expect it to probably live that much longer in terms of a severity sort of situation, but we'll have to wait and see. Break that record. I don't know if we'll hit it. We're only 4 likes away, though, from 500, so if you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate it. We're only 3 subscribers, too, away from 4450. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. It's free. Hit the button down below. Again, we do live streams like this every day. Thank you, by the way, Bag Lady, as well as Trevia for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Robert, as of right now, the main storm we've been watching is the one heading basically down to the south. It might go toward Amarillo. As of right now, it's been falling apart over the last several scans, but again, this is a storm producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and ping pong ball sized hail. It's going toward Fritch as well as potentially the Panhandle. We'll see how much longer it lives. Again, it's being carried by an outflow boundary that sometimes helps the storms kind of go through these sort of environments, but we'll see. Hey, Texie, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, James, I know. It's been pretty crazy. I appreciate that, Aaron. Appreciate it. All right, let's go back up to the north real quick, see if there's any other storms that we're really concerned about. There's been a lot of damaging wind reports up here. Holy, there's actually been a lot of reports. I'm going to go up here real quick. This is actually a lot of wind reports up here in southern Nebraska. So at 8:54, there was a garage blown down, large tree limbs down, and a trampoline flipped from Facebook photos in southern Nebraska. This was actually possibly from that tornado warning storm that we watched earlier in this live stream at the very beginning. So we have, again, reports of a garage blown down, large tree limbs down, as well as trampoline flipped. That could have also been from straight line winds, but also a pivot flipped. I don't know what that means. An 8-inch tree limb was down. 4 telephone poles were down as well at 8:30 near Kearney County, Texas, or excuse me, Kearney County, Nebraska. I don't know why I just said Texas. And near Campbell as well, there was a power pole snapped, trees down, as well as large limbs were down as well over there. So we've had some significant damage reports up in Nebraska. There's another cell back out to the west of where those are that's producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. We also got a cell up here producing ping pong ball sized hail and up to damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. There is a new warning for Lexington, Elm Creek. Those areas saw a severe thunderstorm warning, I believe even a tornado warning yesterday. They'll be getting hit by this storm as well. So if there's going to be any tornado threat tonight, it would likely be out of storm like this. It's a bit more favorable across central and western Nebraska and as well as western Kansas. Let's go back down here to the south real quick, over to the storms in far southwestern Kansas as well. These are also severe thunderstorm warned. New update, by the way, for this storm is producing up to golf ball sized hail and ping pong ball sized hail at this other storm near Tulia, I believe that is, or Rulia, one of the two. Radar is going to be loading in here now. Get an update on what these storms are looking like as well. By the way, thank you, Van, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. All right, here's a look at the radar as of right now for these areas. So, again, golf ball sized hail now a possibility. I cannot see this town name. Rolla, actually, it's Rolla. So, northeast of Elkhart near Rolla, currently ongoing threat for up to golf ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Again, this is near the Oklahoma Panhandle as well as southwestern Kansas. So, just keep that in mind for those that are, again, in these areas. Very dangerous storm ongoing there as well. We've had a few dangerous cells, this one obviously being the most dangerous tonight. With the latest radar scans starting to weaken a little bit, which is good signs, but I'll have to wait and see if anything does develop from there. Watching that storm very closely. Again, all the other storms, if you have any questions about any of the storms ongoing, make sure to leave those in the chat. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Bryson, excuse me, but no severe weather is expected there tonight, or even really over the next several days. I don't expect anything there. Garage blow down, that's what it said. That's what the report said. Facebook photos, apparently. They're probably out there somewhere on the internet, because apparently they were from Facebook photos. Maybe it was a shed. I have no clue. I'll try to look it up. Let me figure out where that was from. Again. Garage, okay, so Kearney, okay, I'm gonna put this into Facebook or whatever. I'll see if I can find photos on Facebook. I probably won't show them on stream, but I might link them. See if I can find the photos of that garage door blown down. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there's some significant damage in southern Nebraska from a couple of hours ago. Okay, apparently Kearney's a popular area. It's trending right now on Facebook. Let's go and see what the photos are here. Man, my computer's slow today. You know, I might have to just restart my computer at some point to get this buffering issue fixed. Yeah, so from what I'm seeing right now, I'm just seeing a lot of warnings and stuff, but yeah, I don't see anything about a garage door. Let me look up garage. Might come up with garage sales or something now, but yeah, it's gonna come up with a bunch of garage sales for this area on Facebook. Got photos. Yeah, it's not really showing anything. If anybody does see the photos, by the way, just let me know. Just, you know, send them to me. Tweet me on Twitter or something like that. My links, by the way, are in the description below. You can also follow me on TikTok and stuff like that. If you have any photos, again, you can message me on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram. So we're on those platforms. Thank you, Texie, by the way, for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. It's showing a little bit of appreciation. I appreciate that, Texie. Thank you. Really appreciate that generous donation. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Bring that rain to Amarillo. It might go toward your area. As of right now, the cell overall is kind of weakening out. I don't know if it'll even get there, but it's still ping pong ball sized hail. That's what it's warned for, and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. It has been a weakening storm, though, over the last several scans. Again, it was up to tennis ball sized at one point. It's because of copyright reasons. Otherwise, I'll get copyright strikes up the wazoo if I did that. If I showed any photos. Not really wanting to risk that. Kearney, Nebraska is trending on Twitter. Actually, I'll check Twitter too. Twitter, usually I have a little bit more success of finding photos. It's also a little bit easier than Facebook. Alright, let's look up garage. Whenever I look up garage, it just shows a bunch of... I'll just look up damage, see if I can find damage photos. This might have actually been part of a tornado too. Yeah, I don't see any damage photos either. It's gonna look up Kearney, I don't know, winds. Nothing's popping up here on Twitter at all. I'm not seeing any photos, but it is trending. Surprised I'm not seeing anything. Well, if I do see any photos or anything like that, I'll definitely let you know, but I haven't seen anything yet. I appreciate it, Sarah. No problem at all. Appreciate you tuning in. Welcome back. All right, we're going to back up to the north real quick. Just to make sure there's no other crazy warnings as of right now. In Florida, obviously nothing ongoing there. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there was a tornado confirmed in the east, the east coast of Florida. There was also 2 tornadoes up in Nebraska. There was also possibly 1 in Tennessee. And there's also possibly another one in Nebraska. So what we know as of right now is there's possibly up to 6 tornadoes so far today. Very widespread tornadoes, by the way. These are not all in the same area, but we're going to take a look if we have any new storm reports. See if there's a anything new here. If there's any other tornado reports that I've missed at this point, but we'll look real quick. Again, for those that are in far southwestern Kansas, east of Elkhart, there's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, and as well as golf ball sized hail. We're looking at as of right now. And that also includes the Oklahoma Panhandle there. So those are the storms that we're looking at as of right now that are producing extremely significant events as of right now. Tornadoes as of right now, again, for the most part, we've only seen 2 in Nebraska, and we also saw 1 in Florida. Possibly 2 in Florida. As of right now, it seems like it's only 1. That's the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for those over in, again, southwestern Kansas, and as well as the Oklahoma Panhandle. Back down to the south, we have our ongoing severe thunderstorm warning down here. This warning has been downgraded now down to quarter-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour for those north of Amarillo. So this storm, I would expect, probably not going to get a new warning unless it somehow magically redevelops, which I don't think it will. But this will, again, be going down toward the Panhandle, as well as maybe White Deer, Groom if it can make it there. It should stay north of Interstate 40. That's kind of my expectation at this point for this storm. Thank you, Haley, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Appreciate you subscribing. Good one, Christian. That is a good one. All right, let's see. This warning still for quarter-sized. Nothing in terms of significant severe weather as of right now. Again, got a couple tornado warnings earlier. We'll be watching, again, the severe weather for a little bit longer. I'm not sure, again, how long I'll be live for, but I should be live here for at least another 30 minutes or so. Still watch, because there might be a chance we see another couple of storms develop later tonight. We'll be focusing on these ones now near Oklahoma. I'm just going to change my title. I didn't realize it still said Destructive Supercell. All right, there we go. The image looks smeared. Oh, you mean this right here? It's just because it's far away from the radar site. It looks a little bit more like that, if that's what you mean. We have as right now. All right, I got some cheese crackers. Getting a little bit hungry now. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, again, this is far away from a radar site, so it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, they're not very organized storms. None of these are really organized. They have very strong updrafts and downdrafts and whatnot. But yeah, they don't really have, as kind of mentioned before, this is not the best setup for a tornado threat. Again, there's an enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow across the Central Plains. So. And it sounds like, by the way, another mesocyclone discussion. Severe thunderstorm watch will likely be issued for this area here. New watch will likely be issued for here. Basically the southern portions of Kansas, and as well as the panhandle of Oklahoma, maybe even to northwestern Oklahoma as well. So we might have a new watch issued. Again, this watch does expire at 11 p.m. So if we do get a new watch, it'd probably be right around then, probably about 40 minutes or so. Yeah, this is the main storm we have as of right now. One for those that are just tuning in from the Panhandle, again, is heading toward Amarillo, but this storm has been weakening out over the last several scans. Again, it's going toward the Panhandle. That's actually a town name, by the way. It's not just the Panhandle of Texas, but this is an ongoing warning. Again, for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and a quarter-sized hail, just to the southwest of French now. And that's going to be, again, going possibly toward Amarillo. This storm has been losing a lot of its composure, as I kind of said before. It is being carried by an outflow boundary. So this outflow boundary actually may produce some very strong winds, even potentially up to 60 miles per hour. So that's definitely be a storm to watch very closely. Haley with the Hurricane subscriber. Becoming a Hurricane member here on our YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. Welcome to our second ever Hurricane member. I really appreciate that. Welcome. Enjoy your emojis and your benefits as well. Appreciate you becoming a Hurricane member. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's our ongoing warning. There's an outflow boundary, as I kind of pointed out here. That blue line right there. You can kind of see it's depicted by radar there. That's going to be potentially producing some damaging winds as well. The storm may also have some strong downdrafts, which might also produce some damaging wind gusts there. Again, quarter-sized hail possible with this storm as it heads down to the southeast, so keep that in mind. All right, heading back down over here to Nebraska, by the way. Yeah, we have some severe weather ongoing here. These are pretty dangerous cells, by the way. Callaway and going towards Sumner right now. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Still ongoing. And again, the potential for some quarter to maybe $half sized hail will be possible as this heads down to the southeast towards Sumner. They'll eventually go toward Elm Creek and Lexington. Again, those areas saw severe weather yesterday when we were live streaming, and they very well could see more today. So this is another storm that we're watching as well as it heads down to the southeast. That's going again towards Sumner, Lexington, and Elm Creek. And that's just to the west of 183. And it's going right along 40 as of right now. So again, main hail core is right now here. Just along 40 as it heads down to the southeast. Again, that's going towards Sumner, and it's producing, again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, as well as potentially ping-pong size hail. It's up in Nebraska as of right now. Again, back down to the south as of right now. We have a few other storms back out in Oklahoma and as well as into Kansas. This is basically the Oklahoma Panhandle. Let me find a radar site. The closest one over here near Dodge City. This cell here near Roll as of right now is producing, again, ping pong ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 to potentially as well as potentially 65 miles per hour. This is the storm as of right now. Back out again in southwestern Kansas and the western Oklahoma Panhandle. And you can kind of see here, these are our main areas. So large hail is possible in this area and also up here to the east of Rolla. That's where the two storms are as of right now. These storms are moving off to the east-northeast as of right now. We also have a storm back out again for the Texas Panhandle, which is just to the north of Amarillo. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as potentially some quarter-sized hails possible with this storm. And just to go back to that storm again, let me load up the radar here. It takes 2 seconds. And here's a look at that storm as of right now. Again, this was a storm that produced tennis ball-sized hail not too long ago in the northern Texas Panhandle, but as of right now, it's a little bit weaker. It's going down to the southeast, though. Quarter-sized hail potential, as well as damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Let's see. Yeah, if you have any questions about any of the severe weather ongoing, any questions at all, make sure to leave them in the chat. Again, this is a very interactive live stream. Driving to Austin, any weather going Austin over the next few days? I don't think so. I think Austin will be fine, rainy. I don't expect too much over there. Hey, Level, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? I appreciate that, Haley. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate you becoming a Hurricane subscriber again. Really means a lot. Thank you, thank you. You are our second ever Hurricane subscriber, or member, I should really say. We really appreciate it. Yeah, for those that are just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're only 40 subscribers now away from 4,500, and that's going to be a pretty big milestone if we can hit it. Again, for those that are just tuning in, we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning in the Texas Panhandle, or Oklahoma Panhandle, excuse me. That's for ping pong ball sized hail now, and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Also near Hugoton, or Ton, I can't say the name, going basically along Highway 56 here. There's also a hail core heading there. That's probably at least $half sized hail, and that'll be going really right along Highway 56 here, back off to the northeast. Dodge City as of right now, nothing there, but you'll probably see some storms later tonight. These are the storms as of right now, back out to the west. Basically just a cluster of more of rain than anything, but there very well could be possibly a storm mixed in there as well. How you doing, Kevin, by the way? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, US. Actually, well, this is the first, again, I haven't done like a broad forecast really ever. I started doing these live streams about 2 weeks ago for the central and southern plains. So it's pretty new. I used to do just North Texas weather, which is why my page is still named North Texas Weather Center. I'm going to change it, but I don't know when. I'm still trying to figure out a new name. But I am much more of a broad forecasting region now. You did have times, though, when there was a lot of severe weather. There was one back earlier, actually late this past month, back in May, that I had a lot more then, but... You just watch the Oilers get swept by the Colorado Avalanche. I don't really watch hockey. I know are the Bruins still in the playoffs? I can't remember. I think they got eliminated. Yeah, Bruins are... Actually, the Bruins just fired Bruce Cassidy, apparently their head coach. I don't know. I don't really watch hockey, but I am a Bruins fan, even though I don't watch hockey. Obviously, the Celtics lost last night. All right, for those that are just tuning in, we have an ongoing threat for up to ping pong ball sized hail in the western panhandle of Oklahoma, and as well as those in far southwestern Kansas. And I'm going to go back down to Amarillo here in a second, see if any new updates on that storm. And again, those are our main severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now. Look at this storm as of right now over to the north of Amarillo. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Still possible. Hail threat seems to be non-existent. This storm will likely not reach Amarillo, by the way, so I'm not expecting this to make its way at least to Amarillo at this point. So some good news for those that are in Amarillo if you didn't want the severe weather. Unfortunate because you probably won't see much rain out of this, but does not seem like there will be a severe thunderstorm watch issued for this area at this point because obviously that storm is starting to fizzle out a bit. So not looking to be much of a concern there. Let's go over some of those reports, by the way, from earlier. Because again, we're covering that storm a lot for this entire live stream. There was golf ball sized hail reported almost 2 hours ago near Bellefonte in Ford County, Kansas. We also had some ping pong ball sized hail. There was also baseball sized hail reported in Spearville at about 8:40. So there was actually extremely large hail reported over in this region just northeast of Dodge City. There was also a 4-inch sized hailstone size measured near Burdett. That is extremely large. 4 inches. There's actually a couple of them. Also in Hodgman County, Kansas, a couple of them there. Near Gray, we actually had a couple of reports of 4-inch size hail. That is extremely large, by the way. And there was also damaging winds around 62 miles per hour. So again, there was actually 4-inch sized hail. We were live streaming more of the Texas storm at the time, the one that was producing tennis ball sized hail. But this storm potentially actually produced about an hour and a half ago, which I was live streaming at the time. I was probably just looking at the Texas one. It produced 4-inch sized hail. That is something that I didn't really know, but that is obviously very large hail. Back up in Nebraska, obviously I already kind of went over the damaging reports, but there was a golf ball sized hail up in Mullen around 8:35. Of 9:51, there was ping pong ball sized hail. 10:08, there was actually ping pong ball sized hail again with this storm. It should start to weaken though as it heads down to the southeast towards Sumner and Elm Creek. So good news there, but yeah, it's heading down to the southeast. And we had some other damage reports. As I mentioned before, there was a 59 mile per hour wind report over in Edison in Nebraska. There was also, again, a pivot flipped over apparently, and an 8-inch tree limb was down again about an hour and a half ago with that storm that potentially was actually tornado warned at the time. There was also a garage blown down, and a large tree limbs were also down, and a trampoline flipped from Facebook photos. Again, I don't have any of those photos yet. I have not seen them, but I can imagine that's pretty dangerous. And again, there was also a report of power poles snapped and trees down, large limbs down as well over in Campbell at about 8:57. So we had several reports. Again, all those are in Central Time. We had a lot of damage reports from earlier, again, from that severe weather. The severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Texas has just expired or got canceled. So those that are near Amarillo, it's no longer a severe thunderstorm warning. The only warnings as of right now are in Nebraska, and we also have the one here over in southwestern Kansas. We also have one in the Oklahoma Panhandle. Again, none of these are tornado warned by any means. They're all just severe thunderstorm warnings producing ping pong ball sized hail. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. And again, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We are closing in on 4,500 subscribers. I would appreciate if you do subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Again, we do live streams like this every day almost. We'll have another live stream, by the way, tomorrow. So if you are new here, don't miss out on that. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications with that bell icon down below. Again, we'll probably be going live tomorrow for that enhanced risk for severe weather across the central plains. A tornado threat will definitely exist tomorrow, but a little bit higher than today. And there will likely be a live stream on Wednesday and Thursday and possibly Friday as well. So we'll basically have one probably every week, or every day, excuse me, this week. Make sure that you are subscribed for that. No problem, Virginia. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. No problem at all for the coverage. Heartland Weather Center. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out that new name. I don't know. I just want something that's like meek and cool. I feel like the Sky Max Weather or something like that might be good. Doesn't sound terrible. Somebody mentioned that name as well. I think it's going to come down to max velocity and Sky Max Weather. And I'll type it in chat how somebody said it. But Sky Max Weather. Something like that might look cool. So, I don't know. It might be something I'm considering. We will see. I'm not entirely sure yet. Plains weather tracker. I don't know. I still don't know. I really don't. I was planning on actually making an announcement about it this week, but I still have no clue what I want my name to be on YouTube. Mac and cheese. Nice. I had mac and cheese, I think, last night before I went live, or after I went live. No, actually, I had it 2 nights ago, or whenever I went live. I can't remember. I don't think it was last night. It was like the night before. No, it was actually on Saturday or Friday night. So a few days ago, I had mac and cheese after I had a live stream. Pretty good. Or shells and cheese, I should say. As of right now, we're looking in terms of warnings. Yeah. Actually pretty much a lull right now in severe weather. I don't know if we'll see much more tonight, but it's again what we're looking at as of right now. Ping pong ball sized hail is the main threat. No new warning on this storm, by the way. There was a quarter sized hail reported an hour ago over in Stevens County, Kansas. So if you're on TikTok, and if you have a TikTok account, we actually have short weather forecasts on our TikTok. I'll post a link in the chat. Just kind of give you an idea if you want to go check out that as well. And we're also on Twitter. All those links are in the description. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and as well as on Facebook. So you can follow those as well. And we only have 2 warnings, really. We technically have about 4, but the 2 as of right now are over here in the western Oklahoma Panhandle as well as southwestern Kansas. So yeah, the Amarillo storm, currently the warning got canceled. I'm going to actually go back down there real quick just to make sure there's nothing too crazy going here, Amarillo. Yeah, just a little shower at this point. Maybe a couple of more rumbles of thunder before that weakens out. You might get some rain, though, if you're maybe just north of Amarillo. But other than that, that is a weakening storm at this point. Let's just take a wide view of things. All right, post-tropical cyclone has officially moved out. It's still 60-mile-per-hour winds, by the way. It's actually almost got to a Category 1 hurricane. I don't know if you guys heard about that over in the central and portions of the Atlantic Ocean. It was at 69 miles per hour. So it was actually a pretty strong tropical storm as it went through Bermuda. Looking as of right now. And there's only 2 warnings ongoing. I don't know if I'm going to stay live too much longer, but we haven't really seen a whole lot in terms of development at this point. That's what we're looking at as of right now. Send what to you? Quinn, I can go take a quick look at Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee is seeing too much. Just mainly strong storms, it looks like, as of right now. A lot of special weather statements out this way. You can see maybe a strong storm up here north of Nashville, east of Springfield. It's like maybe some gusty winds, and also up to nickel-sized hail possible with that storm. Also near Franklin, southern Kentucky right now. A little storm there, producing maybe some strong winds there as well. Near Big Sandy as well, maybe up to dime-sized hail, as well as the potential for maybe gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. So there are a few storms out there in Tennessee as well as southern Kentucky. A lot of rain coming out of this, by the way, as well. And these areas obviously don't need much more rain than they already have. But Jackson, Mississippi, seeing a strong storm maybe. Near Clarksburg as well, Big Sandy, and some storms over there. There's actually a flash flood warning over in Bowling Green right now. That was issued about actually only 3 minutes ago. So they've already seen a lot of rain. They're expected to see more. A lot of rain out that way. Thank you, Buffy, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hi, hi, how you doing? Let me read your question. 1 second. Let me just back to this radar. Yeah, if anybody has any other questions about any of the severe weather ongoing, definitely let me know. We're only 18 likes away from 550, so if you haven't already hit the like button, I would appreciate it. We will get close to our like goal. Again, the severe weather is probably be tapering down here over the next few hours, so I probably won't be live too much longer, but I do appreciate it again. Everybody staying tuned. I'll probably be live at least for another 15 to 20 minutes or so, but... where'd your question go? I lost it. Buffy, I don't expect too much in Kansas tonight. I think main threat again gonna be gusty winds and maybe some hail. I don't expect too much more in severe weather terms tonight. A lot of these storms will probably be strong, but not really severe. So, it's kind of my thought at this point. I don't think we'll see too much in terms of severe weather tonight. There might be a couple more severe storms in Kansas, but I don't think it'll be that high of a risk. Pretty low at this point. North Texas SkyMax weather. That's a lot of words. And I'm also not North Texas anymore. I'm all like, my YouTube channel is like all of the southern and central plains. It's basically everywhere now. I am planning on going live for almost every severe weather event in the United States at this point. I will not cover those forecasts though in videos most likely. I'll only do the southern and central plains for my forecasts, video forecasts. I don't want to expand to the entire United States, honestly. I will on live streams. I just won't on videos. As of right now, at least. Because my audience, again, is still very, you know, out. It's mostly just out of the southern and central plains right now. Welcome back, James. Well, you're making mac and cheese, so it makes sense. US, I'm not, I basically self-taught everything, so I'm not really, I'm in school now for meteorology, but I've only been there for a year. I haven't really learned a whole lot from college yet. Yeah, I'm more of a self-taught person at this point. Christian, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. As of right now, the severe weather is kind of a lull right now. Again, most of these storms are not severe at this time. This is the only severe thunderstorm warning over here in the southern portions of the plains right now in the western panhandle of Oklahoma. Yeah, we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings up in Nebraska, but this is, again, kind of the main area that we're looking at. Hey, Steven, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. We are almost to 4,500 subscribers. We're only 30 away. Would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button if you're new here. I know many of you watching might have not subscribed yet. Again, if you want to, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we'll do live streams like this all the time. I'll probably be live again tomorrow night for the severe weather event there. We'll keep you updated with the latest on that as well. And we'll have another video forecast coming out tonight, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, Haley, I know. That's the funny thing. You know, I didn't really do severe weather outside of North Texas until the tornado that happened just west of Lubbock. And I really had a lot of viewers at that point. I was like, well, maybe I should start doing live streams, you know, for all of Texas. And this was about 3 weeks ago. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to start doing live streams outside of, you know, North Texas. And I started doing Texas live streams and then started expanding to Oklahoma. And I started getting an Oklahoma audience. And then I started expanding over to Kansas. I started getting a Kansas audience. So, you know, it's kind of, it's weird. It's kind of like it's like dominoes falling over almost. Yeah, like certain states and they start falling over. And kind of what's happening at this point. I've been kind of growing an audience outside of Texas now. It's a bit of a problem. It's not really a problem. It's kind of a weird problem to have because my Facebook page, I don't live stream. I've live stream on both Facebook and YouTube usually, and Facebook is just North Texas weather, and I have like 30-something thousand followers on there. Most of those are not on here on my YouTube page. Most of my Facebook followers are just on Facebook, so most of them do not look at my YouTube content. So it's a bit of a weird problem to have. I'm kind of doing both at this point, so it is very weird. But yeah, I would say about 300, maybe 400 subscribers are actually from my Facebook page. Maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, most of my audience has been basically growing off of these live streams. I don't know if it's, I don't think it was 8 miles away, but yeah, I had a live stream on that. I don't remember what day it was. Let me go back and look. I think it was back in earlier May, wasn't it? Like I was just covering that event yesterday, but it's like been a month or so, I think. Yeah, that was a very large tornado. That was actually May 23rd. It wasn't even that long ago. Jeez, that was actually not, that was pretty recent. Only like 2 weeks ago. My God, I feel like that was a lot longer ago. That's crazy. It's crazy to think how much I've grown though ever since, like, over the last several weeks. Because my sub count, by the way, I don't really look too much into it, but first day of May, I think it was only like 1,900, and it hit about 3,000 on May 24th, and now it's up to almost 4,500. It's crazy to think. It is crazy. I love doing the live streams. I love doing them, and as well as the videos. The videos are good as well. I love doing the interactive live streams, though. You enjoy doing them. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Welcome. How are the storms today? Most of them are not severe. Most of them have been just strong storms across the areas like Kansas. As of right now, we're looking at the Nebraska storm that's producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. That's near Sumner, and again going toward Elm Creek in Gibbon. And this area already saw significant damage from earlier, but yeah, severe weather tonight has been pretty limited. But we've already seen a couple of storms produce over tennis ball sized hail. One storm produced 4-inch sized hail in diameter, so we've seen some pretty significant hailstone sizes tonight. Yeah, you're right, James. It was May 23rd. I don't know why I thought it was like the beginning of the month. I appreciate that, Steven. Does anybody ever know what that tornado got rated? It was an EF2, apparently. It was estimated about almost, it was about 3/4 of a mile wide, apparently. It was based on the damage assessment, but admitted that the twister could have been wider based on photos and video, so it could have actually been a larger tornado. But it was in a pretty rural area, so it's kind of hard to determine that. So it was an EF2. I appreciate that, Haley. I appreciate it. Again, I do all the live stream. I do like almost every live streaming event. I basically do all the events at this point. I know some streamers that are bigger don't do all of them. I'm kind of one of the people that likes to do. I like to do all the events. Honestly, I enjoy doing it. So, hey, Lala, how you doing? Welcome back. You forgot to water your garden, so send some rain. I don't know if I can do that for you, but yeah, it was an EF2. It could have been higher. I don't really know. It very well could have been a higher event, but again, it was in a rural area. It's very hard to determine. But what I saw online, it said EF2. It might have been an EF3 though. All right, thank you, Mark, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Alberta. Where's Alberta? Funnel clouds? I don't know where Alberta is, to be honest. Oh, is that up in Canada? Or is that, was that somebody else? I can't remember. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing? You're doing well. Yeah, if it reached, if that tornado did reach Lubbock, it very well could have obviously posed a much more significant threat. Luckily, we didn't see that. And obviously, it would have been a lot easier to figure out what the damage was and whatnot, and like the category, and as well as the width by that time, because, you know, it's more of a populated area. And in terms of where the tornado was, it was in a very rural area, so it's just kind of hard to determine. Okay, I got you, Jerry. Nice, nice. I don't really look too much at Canada weather, but interesting to hear that. Was that today? Having some storms up there today. I know there was a risk for severe weather in far southern Canada. Like, I don't know where that is, but basically near the Great Lakes area, kind of off to the east of that. In between Michigan as well as New York, there's a little risk up there. Again, we have a enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow. Just kind of give you a preview on it real quick. Again, we'll probably be going live for that one tomorrow, so make sure to turn on post notifications. Click the bell icon down below. But tomorrow, the main area of severe weather tomorrow, again, this is not the only area, but it's the main area of severe weather. This is the greatest tornado threat and as well as the hail threat tomorrow across North Platte, Grand Island, as well as anywhere north of Hayes. This is northern Kansas and as well as southern and central Nebraska. Now, the slight risk goes all the way into the Texas Panhandle. It also goes into eastern Colorado. A large portion of Kansas, almost all of Kansas is included in that, and the far western portions of Missouri. There's a marginal threat, by the way, that extends all the way down into all of Oklahoma. The rest of Kansas that's not included in the slight risk. There's also one for Arkansas, Missouri. Again, if there's any severe weather tomorrow, we'll be only doing probably the central and southern plains, basically all the way up through North Dakota, all the way down to Texas. That's kind of the range at this point. I probably won't go out this far east. Most of the severe weather out here will probably just be isolated damaging winds and maybe some large hail. Nothing too crazy. So again, just a little preview for tomorrow. Again, if you want more information on tomorrow's severe weather event, I highly recommend you check out my latest forecast on our YouTube channel. I just uploaded it about 3 hours ago. Again, then we'll have the latest details for you on what to expect for tomorrow. By the way, upload times have been a little bit weird today, so I've been uploading videos kind of at weird times today. By the way, we're only 3 likes away from 550. If you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate it. Simply, there's not a whole lot going on over there in Tennessee. Most of them are just strong storms, so maybe up to nickel-sized hail and also gusty winds up to 45 miles per hour. But other than that, I haven't seen much in terms of severe weather there tonight. But there is always a potential for severe weather, so just make sure you have a way to receive alerts tonight for those in Tennessee. Good to hear, Kevin. Good to hear. Cucumbers and tomatoes. Nice. Daniel, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the AP means. I don't know what that means. But radar scope I usually use, and it's pretty accurate. Kevin, I don't expect any severe weather in anywhere in North Texas tonight. There will be a possibility like Wednesday morning. Again, if you want more information on that severe weather event, that does include tomorrow into Wednesday morning. Definitely check out my latest forecast. I'll give you more details for those as well as in North Texas, because there is a marginal threat for severe weather right along the Red River, so it's a possibility. Yeah, simply, I know that there was a tornado that did touch down there. It was observed, I believe, by a weather spotter or something like that. I know it was brief. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, there was a brief tornado there. But other than that, for the rest of tonight, it's mostly just some storms that might produce some gusty winds or maybe some small hail. Tornado threat's pretty much 0 at this point for the rest of the night in those areas. Again, here's your ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for those in Nebraska. That's near Riverdale, as well as Elm Creek, Sumner. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, quarter-sized hail possible there. Here's where that current quarter-sized hailstone area is. Again, that's north of Overton and Elm Creek. That's moving down to the southeast as of right now. And that is basically all of our severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. We actually have none others. That's the only one. Oh, there's actually one over here near northeast of Jackson, Mississippi. Let me take a quick look at this one. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning over there. Northeast of Jackson. It's kind of in a rural area, but that's right along Interstate 40, producing quarter-sized hail. You can kind of see a little hail core there. That might be up to quarter-sized. So a little bit of quarter-sized hail over there in Tennessee right now. Daniel, I don't know really what you're talking about, but if you need like some sort of support with that, I believe Radar Scope has a website. Because I really don't have a clue. I'm not the creator of Radar Scope or anything like that. And I usually don't use Radar Scope that often to know about that sort of issue, so I definitely recommend like contacting their support or something like that. You're in this storm over here in Tennessee. It's near Clarksburg, Parker Crossroads as well. Damaging winds, not really a threat, but quarter-sized hail. Includes Camden as well as Brewston, Hollow Rock, Clarksburg, Westport, Hilliard, Dollar, Jeanette, I-40 near the Tennessee River, Scott Hill, Holiday, Leech, Sugar Tree, Tate, as well as Palmer Shelter, Yuma, as well as Buena Vista. Those areas are included in that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, quarter-sized hail possible there near Clarksburg. This is over in Tennessee, by the way, for those that are just tuning in from that area. Yeah, we have a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing over in Nebraska. That's going toward Elm Creek. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail possible with that storm. If you're just tuning in, by the way, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're only 25 subscribers, by the way, away from 4,500. Would appreciate if you have not already. Make sure to hit the red button down below and subscribe. Many of you that are watching have not. I would really appreciate it if you do. No problem, Daniel. All right, here's a look at that one over near Nebraska. Again, this is producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. If you want more, if you have any questions, by the way, again, if you're tuning in from Tennessee, definitely let me know, and I can go over the storms again. But now that's what's ongoing over there in Tennessee. That's our main severe thunderstorm warning ongoing near Elm Creek. Riverdale is next on track of this storm, by the way. I'm going to put a track on this storm, an idea of when it's going to hit your location. It does say 50 miles per hour. I don't know if it's going that fast. 40. I'm going to put 40 miles per hour on this track and kind of give you an idea of what's going on there. Right, here's the track of the storm. And that's going to be going toward really where those areas have already been hit. But Overton right around 10:55. Elm Creek 11:04. Kearney right around 11:18. Gibbon right around 11:27. Shelton 11:30. Beden right around 11:41. Keensaw right around 11:46. Blue Hill 12:19. And Red Cloud 12:37. That's your timing for tonight again for that area of storms going through central and southern Nebraska. Have a good night, Zero. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Appreciate you coming in as always. Radar Omega on mobile apps too. All right, going back to Tennessee real quick. I know some of you guys might be tuning in from Tennessee. Look at that storm again near Clarksburg and near Brewston as well, north of Parker Roads. Currently producing, again, damaging winds. Not really a threat, but potentially up to quarter-sized hail is possible with this storm as it moves off to the east. Guys, right now, that's the information on the left side of your screen. If you need to take a screenshot or anything like that, that's an ongoing storm. All the other storms might be producing some pea-sized hail and maybe some gusty winds, but other than that, it's the main storm. Jackson, Tennessee is probably done for tonight, Reagan. Unless this storm comes toward your way, but it should stay down to your south. You might still hear some thunder and lightning, but most of these storms will be moving off to your east. I appreciate that, James. Yeah. I know you were here yesterday. I should be live again tomorrow night, by the way. So, stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys all tuning in as always. Yeah, it's the ongoing warning near Clarksburg as of right now. A lot of these are just strong storms. There's also a storm down here south of Jackson that might get warned at some point. That might be some quarter-sized hail sort of stuff right there near Tone, southwest of Medon. Probably not saying that name right. I'm not going to say a lot of these names right because I'm not obviously from this area, but Hickory Valley is the next place in line for this little cluster of storms. Just some strong storms, nothing severe. South of Arlington, a little storm there. Germantown, a couple of showers, maybe some gusty winds with those as well. So that's the main threat as of right now with those storms. North of Nashville, as of right now, we got some other strong storms up here. Are all producing a little bit of damaging winds, just gusty winds, not damaging. Some gusty winds, though, as of right now, near 40 miles per hour with these storms near Franklin, as well as Hartsville, Lafayette. Those areas are going to see these storms. These are all moving off to the northeast, and gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour, and also some nickel-sized hail will be possible with these as they move off to the northeast. So that's what we're looking at as of right now over there. And this is our other severe thunderstorm warning over here near Clarksburg. So that's what's going on right now. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Again, we are very close to 4,500 subscribers. I appreciate if you're one of those. Also, like the live stream if you've been enjoying it so far. Their new Sphere Thunderstorm Watch. Is this a new one? So there's now a new Sphere Thunderstorm Watch over in the southern plains. So this is going to include the potential for this is actually a new watch. So this is going to be, let's see, up to 2-inch size hail. So hen egg size hail is going to be possible in this watch. This watch does not expire until 5 a.m. So it's going to be a long watch. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will also be possible. That does include Dodge City, Garden City, St. John, Pratt, as well as Ashland, well, Syracuse, and Garden City is also included. Northwestern Oklahoma also included in that as well. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing for those in the Oklahoma Panhandle. That does include Hooker as well as Tyrone. Those areas include for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and as well as some quarter-sized hail. US, there might be a couple more storms tonight that strengthen. There was actually quarter-sized that was from earlier, but this storm right here might end up getting severe thunderstorm warning soon. But there will be, again, potential actually over the next 6 hours or so of more severe weather, but most of it will probably just be on the low end. I don't expect anything too far beyond. Most of it will just be like, quarter-sized hail, damaging winds around 65 miles per hour maybe over the next few hours. That's kind of my guess at this point in terms of the severe weather. Daniel, it's like $250 a year, so I don't know if you want the radar that I'm using. Pretty expensive. Y'all can keep the hail. I just want a sprinkle of rain. I don't disagree with that at all. Definitely agree. Again, this is our ongoing storm near Hooker, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there's an ongoing new severe thunderstorm watch across northwestern Oklahoma and southern Kansas. Again, this is for the potential for hen egg-sized hail tonight, as well as damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Again, that threat should remain fairly isolated tonight. I don't expect too many severe storms, maybe a few. Again, pretty much widely scattered to isolated severe weather is going to be expected tonight. So for those that are just tuning in, again, that's kind of our threat at this point. Shane, no severe weather for Arkansas tonight. You are clear from that. And if you're just tuning in again, we're only 20 subscribers away, just 20. I know 156 of you are watching. Over half of you are probably not subscribed. Just hit that subscribe button real quick down below. It's completely free. And again, we live stream all the time. I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're very close to 4,500 subscribers. Hopefully we can maybe hit that tonight. I don't know if we'll be able to, but it'd be very cool if we could. I just dropped a cracker on my lap. Again, here's the ongoing one severe thunderstorm warning you have across the southern plains. This is in Oklahoma near Hooker and off to the west of Tyrone. Again, this is producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as quarter-sized hail. That'll eventually be going toward Highway 54, as well as 64. So those areas are going to be next on the track for this storm. And here's a bit of a track for you. So Tyrone is actually expected to be hit by this by around 12. Let me put a little track on this storm to give you an idea of when it might hit your location. That's kind of the track at this point. So timing's at the top left of your screen, so you can see Tyrone right around 11:26, Beaver 12:52, as well as Forgan right around 12:52. So same timing there. So those areas will be next in line for that storm. Again, this is the one severe thunderstorm warning we have as of right now in the Oklahoma Panhandle. All right, we're only 16 subscribers away from 4,500. I know a lot of you guys are watching are not subscribed. I would really appreciate if you hit it. Very close. I really want to hit it tonight, if we can. Tell your mom, tell your brother, tell your sister to subscribe. Really appreciate it. I don't know when I'll end my live stream, Christian. I'm not sure yet. The North Texas catchphrase, we need the rain, not the severe weather. That's a good one. Yeah, severe weather is, does occur a lot, obviously, in North Texas during the springtime. Hey, Heather, how you doing? Welcome. Jackson, severe weather the rest of the summer. Probably, again, usually what we see during the summer is severe weather will start to shift further north because of the jet stream. So the fact of the matter is we'll probably see more severe weather in the central and northern plains, like the Great Plains, you know, as the summer goes on. Usually that's what ends up happening. That's what we're happening as of right now. Again, the enhanced risk for severe weather, for example, tomorrow is more in like the central plains or so. And eventually by, you know, July or so, we'll probably start to see it more in the northern plains. So it just kind of varies. But yeah, Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. Your the notification should come up pretty soon. Might be a little bit delayed. Sometimes that happens. I got you, Daniel. But yeah, severe weather usually shifts further to the north as a jet stream shifts further north, which the jet stream shifted pretty far north earlier, like pretty early this year. I think it went up north like mid-May or so. So yeah, severe weather is definitely more prominent up to the north during this time of the year. Sorry, again, our main storm as of right now. If you're just tuning in, there's a severe thunderstorm watch ongoing again for those in the areas like southern and as well central Kansas into western Kansas. Again, that does include Garden City, Ashland, as well as just south of Great Bend, west of Wichita. So Wichita is not included in this, but Hen-Egg-sized hail, as well as damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will be possible in this area. This watch does not expire again until 5 a.m. So this watch will literally go on for another 6 hours. So just keep that in mind. This is a long watch, but I don't expect most of these storms to be severe tonight. Again, severe weather is going to be on the lower end. Thank you, Jackson, Dog, and as well as, or I should say Ron, and as well as Jeff for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. I appreciate that, Lala. Have a great night. Hope your garden goes well. And cleaning your house as well. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, Ron. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in as always. Appreciate it. Glad you like the live stream. We're now only 15 subscribers away from 4,500. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, be sure to do so. I just dropped my phone. Windshield isn't my worry, but the garden is. There you go. Garden is more important, apparently. Which it can be. Garden's always good to maintain. Obviously, we have actually a flash flooding threat across Illinois and up near Ohio. Indiana, over that way. That's our main severe thunderstorm warning as of right now. I live in Indiana, so the severe weather has kind of been on the low end. Yeah, severe weather doesn't usually happen too often there, but it does usually happen a little bit more during the summer, Jackson. I'll probably end up doing live streams this summer for those areas too. If there's anything to be noted of. Again, I do live streams for the southern and central plains. And I do plan again on changing my name to something else that's more broad, but we'll see. And I believe, I don't know 100% about this. There was something on the GFS model that showed maybe some sort of tropical system. It's pretty far out. I'm not going to really speculate too much on it, but obviously we're during the tropical season. Let me go to windy.com and see. Maybe some sort of tropical system. Maybe coming maybe to the Gulf of Mexico or something like that. I mean, not this week, but maybe next week. It doesn't really show a whole lot. Maybe a possibility that we see some sort of tropical action, possibly next week. Maybe late next week. Maybe a little bit more active then. Wait and see, though. We only had a couple of weak, brief spin-up tornadoes. Yeah, usually that's what ends up happening. Usually tornadoes up that way are not that strong, so we don't see anything beyond like an EF0 or EF1 tornado, that sort of thing. Make sure I'm not missing any new warnings. Got 3 as of right now. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there's an ongoing new severe thunderstorm watch for southern Kansas and as well as the Oklahoma Panhandle. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and as well as Hen-Egg-sized hail will be possible with these storms. Keep that in mind. You know, what's crazy is Texas had, North Texas, to be specific, had 20-something tornadoes. I think it was like 25 in March. Since then, I think they've maybe had like 5 or 10 at the most. So I appreciate that. Start fresh. Appreciate it. Appreciate you subscribing from Andover, Kansas. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. You only seen Dust Devils? Brian, the biggest, I mean, if you're talking about width-wise, probably the one that I live streamed was the Morton, Texas one over here on the Western Panhandle. So that was probably the biggest one. That was back on May 23rd. Again, I've only been live streaming for 2 years, and I've only really covered ever North Texas weather up until a few weeks ago. Now I'm doing basically everywhere for live streams. But the largest in terms of intensity was an EF3 tornado. It was the Jacksboro tornado back in April, I believe. So, or maybe March. Can't remember anymore. That was also a big one I covered. I've covered a few big ones, but nothing like beyond an EF3 or anything beyond like maybe a mile wide. I've been kind of the maximum at this point. Yeah, James, I remember that. We had a lot of Monday severe weather events. It was kind of weird. Alrighty, well, it seems like the severe weather's kind of at a lull right now. I'm actually going to end the live stream a bit early. It's not really early. I was actually only planning to be live for like an hour or two, but I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Again, if you did enjoy this live stream, I would appreciate you hit that like button down below. Really helps the page out a lot. Gives me good feedback on the live stream. If you're new here, make sure to hit that red button down below and subscribe. Again, I'll be going live most likely tomorrow, as well as Wednesday, and as well as Thursday. So if you hit that subscribe button down below, click the little bell icon and click all, you'll be able to get the latest notifications for any of our live streams or videos that come out on the latest severe weather potential, again, across the southern and as well as the Central Plains. So make sure, again, you make sure to subscribe down below, hit that red button down below. I would really appreciate it. Again, do live streams like this all the time. If you ever want to support our page above and beyond, you can also donate to our page down below. The link literally just got posted in chat if you ever feel like being generous and helping our page out a little bit more. And as well as becoming a member here on our YouTube channel, again, you can do that for as little as $2.99 per month. And you can click the top link in the description below for that one if you would like to become a member. I do appreciate everybody tuning in again. I appreciate everybody staying here for the 3 hours or however long you've been here. I do really appreciate it, as always. And we'll be live again tomorrow, so make sure to turn on post notifications. And again, I'll probably be live again. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll probably be like a 90% chance I go live. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in, and have a great night, everybody. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. We'll be again live probably tomorrow. Have a good night.